This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review the iconic slasher classic Halloween, plus a mid-season check-in as we discuss the latest episodes of Agatha All Along and The Penguin and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, October 14th, 2024.
This is Jason Hawes, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but nothing freaks me out like antique porcelain dolls. No, even worse, puppets. Puppets come into life. But that's impossible, right? Right, guys?
My spider shits are tingling. Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, be nerded. Be funny, disturb it. We jock it, be nerded. We spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, what's up, listener? Thank you for pressing play and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us is a fella who's named after the one thing you need in every good horror movie. What's that? It's rug boobs. I mean, rug boy.
Rug boobs.
Rug boobs. You need rug boobs. Otherwise, you have failed your mission of making a good slasher movie. Is that correct, Rugs?
If you can see the rug and the boobs, then you really hit the double header right there.
Give me a Mike Myers, yeah, baby. I know it's the wrong Mike Myers, but
Yeah, baby.
yeah, it's close enough. It'll work. That's a wig. That's not a man. Okay.
I was trying to figure out who was laughing. Because sometimes I'm laughing and I don't even realize I'm laughing at myself.
It's the studio audience. We have
We have laugh
That
track.
was actually pretty funny. The other Mike Myers. and then
not
him
that
doing
one. We'll talk about the other Mike Myers later. Oh, we got a crazy show programmed for you. These guys don't know because I programmed it, but they're going to find out. So will you, listener. Let's go.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
All right, here's what we're going to do. First half of the show, we are going to be doing a little mid-season check-in with Agatha All Along and The Penguin Show. We're going to talk about the latest episodes. Now, listener, for you, maybe you're not caught up. Maybe you don't want to be spoiled. It's okay. There are chapter markers. There are timestamps. You could just jump around, listen to whatever part you want. So I'm giving you the warning here. We will be spoiler talking the latest episodes of these shows because a lot of shit happened. And you know what, fellas? I don't know if you agree with me. It's been a while, I feel, since we've had like a decent Marvel show and a really good DC show running concurrently. It's kind of nice.
I don't think it's ever happened.
Well, maybe not. This is why I'm like, this is a good time to be a geek for television right now. It's kind of crazy.
Well, the only thing is you didn't tell us that you were doing this. So
Yes.
I didn't watch Agatha this week.
That's all right. I will.
That's right. I forgot Agatha what I even saw already. So
I did catch a spoiler, though, on social media already. So
I did call an audible at the last minute because I was thinking about these shows and I was like, holy shit, so much shit happened. So I will recap real quick. It's okay. You saw the spoiler. Anthony, you don't even got to watch it. I'll tell you everything.
I will watch it, but
You will watch it. But as these things are, that's the thing is if you don't watch the show right away, they get spoiled. So let us begin. Agatha, episode 5, titled Darkest Hour / Wake Thy Power. Here's your spoiler alerts.
strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Not only was this the shortest episode of the show yet, the most shit happened, I feel like, in this like 30-minute episode. Quick recap. It starts with a fun little bit. The Salem 7 witches have found our group on the road. They left one of the doors open. They got in. And they do this whole thing about riding on brooms, witches. They grab branches. They jump on them. They fly away. It's all right. It's cute. All of this is to get us to the next trial. Which trial is this? It is Agatha's trial. And the setting, last time we were in the 70s, this time it's kind of like an 80s horror movie. They all have like these 80s outfits and hair when they enter this house.
Having like a slumber party.
Yeah, it's like a slumber party. It's kind of almost a little bit like the movie we're going to review later. Slumber party horror slasher movie. They know it's Agatha's trial because of the blood moon or something on the door. A Ouija board pops out. Of course, it's the 80s. You need a Ouija board. They start playing the Ouija board. Agatha fucks with them and pretends Mrs. Hart has come back. Mrs. Hart is fucking dead, by the way. That, so far, seems to be sticking. She's fucking with them, pretending to be possessed by Mrs. Hart. Then the Ouija board starts moving for real. They ask who it's here. It spells out death. They ask what it wants. It spells out punish Agatha. Suddenly Agatha disappears and is seemingly possessed by something. She's doing the crab walk. She's got fucking zombie makeup. It's kind of quite scary. Who is it? It turns out it's Agatha's mother. Evanora Harkness has appeared and tells the others, you have to continue on the road and you have to leave Agatha here. Agatha doesn't want this, of course. Rio also and the teen don't want this to happen. The other witches are like, fine, let's leave the bitch. We're going. Her mother says crazy things to Agatha. They kind of a heart-to-heart. She tells Agatha she was born evil and that she should have killed her when she came out of her body.
Whoa.
Quite harsh. It's quite harsh. So Agatha's mother possesses Agatha again. And suddenly, Alice Wu, now that her curse was lifted last week from her trial, has powers. And she's zapping orange energy at Agatha, forcing Agatha's mom out of her body. How does Agatha thank her for helping? How does she thank Alice? By absorbing all of Alice Wu's powers.
Oh, shit.
And she fucking kills Alice. She drains her. The teen trying to stop all this goes to the Ouija board, and the Ouija board suddenly spells out Nicholas Scratch, son of Agatha's name, and he yells out Nicholas Scratch, and it snaps Agatha out of it. And you hear a little boy's voice saying, Mom, stop, echoing off. The timer at this point is up, and the door opens. They have completed the trial. They go outside. We see Agatha's powers fades. This gets crazy. The teen confronts her. He's like, I can't believe you let her die. Is this what it's about? Just about power. It doesn't matter who it is. And he's like, this is not me. I'm not going to do this. And at this point, Agatha's whole demeanor turns. I think she's figured out who the teen is. And she goes, are you sure? And she goes, and she's laughing at him, and she puts her hand to his face, and she goes, you are so much like your mother.
Oh,
I was like, oh shit, it's happening. And she walks away, and she's like, let's go, pet. Real condescending. Suddenly, the teen's hand starts sparking blue fucking power energy. He mind controls Jen and Lilia to grab Agatha and toss her off the road into the mud, into the quicksand mud. And she drowns in the mud. Then he tosses them into the mud. They both drown in the mud. And we finish with a shot of the teen with a Darkhold crown on his head. And it kind of brilliantly, like, I'm an all right Billie Eilish fan. They used a song called You Should See Me in a Crown that drops right at that scene. And it was kind of fucking perfect. Noticeably missing in all this is Rio Vidal. She was in there. When they came outside, she was gone. I don't know what the fuck happened. So, holy shit, we end this short episode with the death of one of the witches. And I guess the revelation that this guy is Wiccan. This is Billy Maximo, the made-up magic child we saw in WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. Well, I don't know if the age matches up. He wasn't even a real kid.
Right.
So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Comment, fellas.
Well,
Just run away.
I knew that he was Wiccan the whole time.
Yes, we all knew
no
this.
surprise.
Everybody knew it was going to be Billy Kaplan Maximo.
So, yeah. And so no surprise there. The episode took a lot of weird turns, and I felt like these things happen because they are written to happen. Like, would Agatha really just like suck the power out of somebody that she still needs to get through?
Couldn't control it. She kind of. I mean,
well, we've been kind of told this whole time that she sucks the power of her. She like murders everybody.
Yeah, we've seen it happen.
So, I don't know. I just don't buy. There's something I don't buy about it. Like, either she did it she completely did it on purpose, or if she didn't want to do it, she could have stopped herself. Maybe there's gonna be something written, hopefully, to explain this.
It is unclear whether she's like a good person or a bad person, right? Like we know she's killed a bunch of people. Her mother told us But are they trying to redeem her?
Is she cursed or something
Yeah,
that she can't
possibly.
control? Or does she have this insatiable lust for power, which I think is what it is?
Yeah, she just couldn't help herself.
Yeah. And now he's throwing everybody into the mud and killing people too. So I don't know how that works out either.
Is he going to be the bad guy now? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a little bit perplexing, but it was entertaining to a degree. So I was watching it. I thought it was it kept my attention.
Yeah, they packed a lot in this short 30 minutes, and I was like, holy shit. Anthony, you saw the spoiler. Any thoughts when you found out that this is actually Wiccan here?
I was not surprised.
Yeah.
Only because Rug Boy predicted it. And
Everybody. Yeah.
it seemed like it was either Wiccan or her long lost son, and it's Wiccan. I don't know the logistics of how it's Wiccan, but then again, Wiccan is made up as a figment of, I don't know whatchamacallit. I don't even know what you call him.
Yeah.
Scarlet's witch made him.
Yeah.
And he did grow exponentially in the WandaVision show. So yeah, maybe
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Maybe he just ages faster, but like, is there a father? Like, in the books, like one version is like
Vision.
Mephisto is his dad or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, isn't Wanda trying to communicate with them like when she was using the Darkhold?
She was like different. There were different versions of them in the reality. It's all very unclear. Like they're not real. It wasn't a real kid. They weren't real kids. But maybe it's magic. I guess the sigil is also lifted because now we know who he is. And maybe I feel like next episode we will be finding out his backstory and what's going on. But I thought I liked it. I mean, it was short, but I liked it better than last episode. Like it was just the pacing was good, and it had several. And I can't believe Alice is dead. Like I don't know if they actually.
What is it that you like about the show? Like what makes it good to you?
It's entertaining. It's enjoyable. It's paced well. Doesn't take up too much time.
Right.
The performances are
it's pretty
decent.
inoffensive show.
Yeah, it is. It is inoffensive. The performances are good. Actually do really love the production design and the set design when they do these trials. Like it looks good. And I'm intrigued with the mystery. So they've opened this one mystery, but I'm curious what happened to Rio. So again, spoilers. The theory is that Rio is actually Lady Death. Is the latest theories around the internet, like Marvel's version of Death. DC has Death. Marvel has Death. Lady Death was the girlfriend of Thanos at one point. She did come out of where they buried Mrs. Hart. That would actually be evidence supporting that maybe she is Death. So, but she disappeared at the end? Didn't you notice she was there defending Agatha from her mom, and then at the end she's gone. When they go outside, Rio's not there. I was like, the fuck happened to Rio?
I didn't notice that because I was just like not paying that much attention at this point. Like I said, I like the show. I feel like it's an inoffensive show. It does what it needs to do. It's for anybody that wants to watch a movie, or a show about witches and that and some of these characters. I think it's fine. I don't really think it's really amazing me in any way. I have fun. You can have fun with it. I guess
it's fun.
You can have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the good. You can have fun with it.
I like the way the Salem 7 they're kind of frightening and kind of otherworldly. And then when she was possessed doing the crab walk, like they were pulling, there's some good horror beats, whatever. It's fun. It's pulling from different things. So yeah, but
I think some of the acting is really hammy at endpoints.
Sure. But there's like Patti LuPone apparently is like a Broadway legend.
Yes, of course.
And Agatha, I think, what's her name? Catherine Hahn is great in this role. I don't know still how they're positioning her, where it's going. This Wiccan reveal, him finally snapping out of it. Is he going to be the bad guy? So they've still got me hooked. So, I mean, the endings are good. The cliffhanger endings are good. It's episodically written. It's decent. Mm-hmm. It's like I said, it's a decent Marvel show. It's not the worst. It's not the best.
At least they're getting to it.
They're exactly.
They're getting to them. Okay, they've dangled this kid around for a few, calling him teen,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and made you like him a little bit. Made you, oh, this guy's a nice guy, you know.
Yeah.
And now that the reveal is he's really evil. I don't think he's evil. Is Wiccan evil? Isn't he an Avenger or
He's
a young Avenger?
He's a young Avenger, but
A young tight Avenger.
but yeah, he's a young and
Where are you
white.
going with that?
I don't know.
Like clearly he got pissed off from just seeing, like his mother Wanda, who maybe wants to use magic responsibly or ethically or whatever the fuck. He does not want to, hurt others. While I don't know. Maybe that's why he's mad at them, because they're like, this is what it is. It's all about just getting power, and it doesn't matter who you fucking kill. You look out for yourself.
Well, what would his motivation to hang out with Agatha Harkness be?
See, I think we're gonna find this out next week.
Do you think that the end game is to revive Wanda?
I feel like this is a possibility that we may see some.
The end game was to save half the universe from Thanos.
Oh, that's what.
but this is
Infinity
okay.
War was to kill.
Oh.
Yes, no, that's a different end game.
Oh,
That was
okay.
Endgame. I mean, this gives me more hope that maybe we get a Wanda, a Scarlet Witch, something. Maybe not a full appearance, but like her shoulder or a silhouette or a revival. Is she dead? I don't know. There are 4 episodes left of this show. They're going to air the last 2 on the same day on Halloween, the day before Halloween. So
Ooh.
it will.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we got 6, 7, and then 8 and 9 will be put out October 30th. So still a lot to go through. Listener, let us know. You've been watching the show. What do you think? Join this conversation. Join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. It is a closed, exclusive group just for you. Get in there. Spoiler threads, geeky stuff, lots of fun stuff. Meet other people. Make some friends. Okay, let's move on to the other comic book show review. The Penguin, exactly mid-season, episode 4. Spoilers. Here's your spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
This one titled Genton, which means what, Ruggs?
100 years of good luck.
It's a toast.
Yeah, it just means 100 years, but the good luck is inferred.
Holy shit, Anthony, give us the
Yes.
synopsis of this fucking amazing goddamn show. Holy shit.
We already know how you feel
Yeah.
about it. Synopsis here. So at the end of the last episode, the Maronis catch Penguin and expose. They expose him basically to Falcone. What's her name? Sophia. And we get further into that to begin this episode as we see exactly that. Oh, the lie is up. The ruse is up. She finds out everything in that moment. And obviously, Penguin's boy saves him. She gets kind of injured, and she calls the person that was one of the doctors from Arkham to save her. And that leads to a flashback where we see why Sophia Falcone is in Arkham, how she started out as an innocent person, how she caught on to some sort of things that her dad was doing, including potentially murdering her mother and framing it as a suicide. And she barks up the wrong tree with her dad, who wanted to give her the keys to the kingdom, but she barks up the wrong tree. She all of a sudden gets framed by her dad for the murders of a couple prostitutes, several prostitutes, and it's blamed on her being psycho, and that's why she gets the Hangman nickname. She goes to Arkham. It's all set up against her. She's basically stuck there, and you see the descent of this character who was a completely, somewhat normal girl, basically innocent, and because of her time in Arkham and the brutal treatment she got, she morphs into the character we see now, and then it rounds out by ending with her in the present time, her having a last dinner with the family who all hates her because all this the family all was part of the ruse in getting her into Arkham, so she knows that all these people in her family testified against her and said that she was insane and belonged in Arkham. So she has a last dinner with them and says she's going to have a clean slate, and she kills all of them except her niece.
And Johnny Beatty.
And Johnny
Why
Beatty
is
there,
Beatty
so
alive?
She left that window open. I think this is part of her plan.
yeah. So
She can now.
it was all about. It was a flashback episode to understand
Holy shit.
how Sophia Falcone became the Hangman and what her story really is.
Unbelievable performance by Kristen Milioti.
Yeah,
Jesus
when you
Christ.
talk about like
Holy shit.
the lady from Agatha being a good actress, I'm like, no, like this chick,
Yeah, I'm like that. I
eat her
told
for
you.
breakfast.
Yes.
This is fucking great. Like just subtle things that she does, like in all of this, like she's trying to convince people she's not crazy.
Yeah.
And they all know that she's not. And
Yeah.
she can't figure out like is she going crazy for real or what's going on? And you can feel that in the performance.
The way it was cut and edited, the electroshock therapy, the jump cuts, they were trying to break her, and it seemed like they did, but they didn't. We watched a monster. They created a monster. The monster, Carmine Falcone, created a monster. And first of all, Mark Strong is Carmine Falcone. Excellent. This guy is cold. You feel that he's ruthless,
He
intimidating.
did a good job filling in for Turturro.
Absolutely. He loves to strangle women. We saw that in the Batman movie. He strangled those girls. It all ties back and just makes it even more evident that this guy is a fucking mobster psychopath killer. And just how they showed how she figured out, connected the dots from the defensive hand wounds, from her mom being there when her mom is hung and figuring out that her dad did it.
Did you at any point while watching the episode think that it was the Penguin who was the guy doing it?
No.
No.
I had that thought cross my mind a few times.
Penguin's got a very small role in this, but he does have you do
He has an important role.
You do see that the Penguin, and I'll get to the Rugs thing here in a second. You do see that the Penguin and Sophia had a pretty decent relationship.
Yes.
She actually respected him for a little bit.
Yes.
But you could also see he was very low on the totem pole. And even at that point, the Penguin, she meets with the reporter and the Penguin says, you're not supposed to do that. And at the end of the day, he knows where his bread is buttered, and it's with Carmine. So he tells on her, basically.
Well, this
which
whole,
sets off this whole thing.
Yes. I mean, this whole chain of events, right? That happened because...
And she's always not trusted him since, and she feels even more stupid now.
So it was great seeing that they were kind of buddies, that they cared about each other, right? But then she gets frustrated and tells him, nobody cares what you think. I don't care what you think. You're just a fucking driver. That's her first mistake. That causes him to go to Carmine. And then Carmine, if it wasn't for that, then and the way they showed that 1 minute, she's free, a free person in a party dress. And literally the next second, she's being hosed down for lice at the asylum and has no more freedom. I was like, holy shit. Like, I really felt like I was going through this with her.
Yeah, they had to check out her all of her holes.
Yeah, they're spraying her down. And I was like, you were just fucking driving home with
They violated her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's wild. And the shock there. And the one guy, Dr. Rush, actually, I don't think he's in on it. Clearly, he's trying to help her. She's the only one she's the one he called. He was the only one that was trying to help her.
That guy's face is so weird,
It's
by the
Theo
way.
Rossi, bro.
Yeah, I know.
He was in the Luke Cage show.
It looks like he's like got his upper lip over his teeth.
Yeah. I love his face.
It's weird.
So she's in there for 10 years. And then when she comes out and that whole speech at the end, I love the moments when Carla and Vidi interrupt her. And she literally just looks at him with this stare and they just shut up and sit down. Like,
oh, it's good stuff. I mean, it's if you didn't know it was called The Penguin, you'd think this was just prestige HBO TV.
I'll tell you what, my wife randomly watched this episode. She has not watched the other episodes, and she was hooked. And she was like, wow. She's like, I got to watch the rest of this. I was like, this works as a standalone. It was almost like a movie. It works as like a standalone episode.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had anything from HBO since The Last of Us, but I think when HBO really gets cooking, they just put things on another level. A lot of this show, what I really like about this show is it reminds me of, HBO prestige TV, which it is, but then also when, Daredevil Netflix,
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, Netflix.
Yeah.
When those first three, where it was Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Daredevil season 2, when it was really cooking, as the kids say, it was like this, where it was serious tone, felt like prestige TV. You had great acting, really good storylines, and it was treated very seriously. Whereas, everyone has their different preferences. Agatha is more just fun slop.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be taken as seriously as this,
No.
and I just kind of prefer. At least I prefer this tone when you have the right characters, and Penguin's definitely the Batman universe and Penguin are definitely the right type of characters to have a tone like this.
I was watching this and going, "Oh, this is an Emmy nomination performance."
Fuck yeah, both of them should get Emmy. She should get nominated for this episode.
She's like going blow for blow with Colin Farrell in the show.
Absolutely, they support each other so well. So wait, couple quick.
Because think of Christine Milioti.
Yeah.
She was in she was the girl that in Wolf of Wall Street, where they get Leonardo DiCaprio just walks all over her. And then she's also in that.
She's in Palm Springs.
Fantastic.
Right?
She's good, but like I never thought of her like this.
You know what's great about her? I was reading some interviews. She's actually a Batman fan for a long time, and one of her lifelong dreams was to play a Batman villain. Ever since she was a little kid, like she is a fan. She knows she's she's one of us, and you clearly see her.
I wouldn't say she's one of us.
I'm just saying she loves Batman. She's a Batman fan. So she's really bringing it. She's committed every beat, from the crazy from the innocent in the beginning to just what the fuck is going on in the middle, to the cold, confident leader of the Falcone family at the end. Was an amazing journey, amazing arc to watch. Anthony, what you just said, a couple of things, a little side tangent. If I'm Marvel and I've been working on this Daredevil show, I am paying attention to this show, because this is where they're going to have to go. This is where they're going to have to be with Daredevil Born Again. There is a headline on comicbookmovie.com, Daredevil Born Again set to be as, quote, problematic and scary as the world of Game of Thrones, is this headline. So if they're thinking that way already, they're thinking HBO Prestige, that's good.
I don't think we need to talk about. We don't need to talk about Daredevil right now.
The other tangent, you want to talk about HBO Prestige, that Lantern show that a lot of people seem to be worried about, and I'm like, this is HBO. They're going to nail it. They have cast their Jon Stewart. It's Aaron Pierre from Rebel Ridge. I think it's a great casting. So we have 3 Lanterns. You got Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, Kyle Chandler, Hal Jordan, Aaron Pierre, Jon Stewart cast. And it's going to take place on Earth in Middle America. I don't know how they're going to tie it into space things. But if it's anything like this, if this is the quality, I think the Lantern show.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it'll be like this.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a different tone.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's set within the DC universe. This isn't set within the DC universe.
That is also true.
This building. So the appropriate comparison would be: is it going to be as good as Peacemaker?
Oh,
and it probably have a different tone than Peacemaker.
And Peacemaker was very good too.
Peacemaker's different, but
it's
it's a different tone.
I saw another article that says they're also looking to expand like a Gotham universe, so it would be more of this, which I think they should absolutely.
I still am annoyed that they haven't mentioned the Batman not a one time.
It's not about him. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's just
not even in the. I mean, this was all flashback.
Gotham City,
episode.
So he's been there doing it for 2 years at that point. So
they changed Sophia Falcone's story a little bit from like the Long Halloween, where she actually was the Hangman. Yeah, this one, Carmine. But just think about what Carmine did. That's his daughter, bro. That's his daughter. His whole family is like, this is the scapegoat. This is the person we can blame all of this on.
Well, they felt like she was a rat because she was talking to this person.
Yes, she was talking to the reporter.
She was going to be the one to inherit the next thing. But yeah, like Rugg said, she was the rat, and also her brother's kind of a fuck up. Like they don't really trust him either.
Yeah.
So they thought they had it laid out, but she was just too innocent to start. She didn't know, and she was actually believed in like the good and things, and it kind of fucked her.
And she's too smart, right? His problem is she is too smart. She connected the dots. and he needs to shut her up. And I was like, man, your fucking dad did this. But wow.
It also leaves it in a you get more meat to why she's kind of treated Penguin or Oz the way she's treated him, where it's been this kind of icy tension the whole time. And you're like, why are you so mean to him? Why don't you trust him?
This was the betrayal.
And you don't need, and you already know you shouldn't really trust Oz.
Yeah.
But now you really understand why she doesn't trust Oz. And it's made even like more, it's made even that stab and the knife in the back that she receives in the beginning of this episode is even more, is twisted because of the fact that she goes, I should have never fucking trusted this. I knew from the start. Yeah. So now you have enhanced the tension between them, and you're more, and now you see how crazy she can get, and you're just like, at the end of the day, you're I don't know who you're rooting for. You're kind of rooting for Oz. I don't know.
Yes.
You're also kind of rooting for her. So it's like, damn, I don't know who I want to get this, but I can't wait to see how Oz is going to deal with this monster.
They did her fucking dirty, right? How much sympathy you have now? I'm kind of rooting for her now. Like, Oz is fucked, even though I love his and Victor's.
She's never going to trust him again.
No,
she's going to go after him.
Now there's going to be a war between her and Oz, and she's running the Falcone family. The way he was talking to the Maronis in front of her I was like, holy shit, Oz, you're sleazy. And she's like, what the fuck is happening?
I always love when they I think one of the best things they do with Oz is they always throw him in situations where he's got to think quickly on his feet.
He's going to talk his way out.
He's going to try to. That was a no-win situation. I mean, he was fucked.
No, because she was like, we're done with your lying. I was like, how many times are you going to let this motherfucker slip out and lie to you? And he would have been killed if it wasn't for Vic. Yes. So Vic, and then Vic, that's a huge save for Vic. Also, I forgot to mention last week, I love how Vic is learning. Remember when he bribes the cop with the money? He's like, I don't have any money. I was like, oh shit, Vic, you fucking
what money.
Well, you're learning. He's learning. Good for you. And he makes the decision to come back. But goddamn, what a fucking show. I've heard before, like this episode 4.
Does it still remind you of the guys of the Sopranos?
Absolutely. It's like Sopranos and a little Godfather.
I don't think that they've done like an episode like this where it's like as good as much of a mini movie as this. Yeah. But they got stuff that's up there.
They have episodes that feel like movies at times, but this felt like self-contained movie.
I really enjoyed. I mean, I enjoyed the whole episode, but I mean, it's riveting to see her when she kind of realizes that Magpie was spying on her, and then she just kills her in front of everybody.
She slams her head on the table and she goes, "I told you I'm fucking innocent." And she smacks. Okay, Magpie. I forgot. We get a little Magpie.
Yep. And you see the origin of the drug that they're using.
That was Bliss. That girl was on Bliss, and absolutely Carmine had her released to go fuck with Sophia. And then, I knew with the fork, when she gave her the fork, I was like, she could stab herself in the neck.
That was a brutal scene.
That was fucking crazy. And like electroshock therapy will fuck your shit up.
Will it?
I think it will.
I think
if I've seen what
they did it like every day.
Yes, repeated. You ever watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? You know that shit'll fuck you. Juicy fruit. It's my favorite line. She's killed the entire Falcone family except for Vidi, and now I guess she still needs somebody who knows how things run. He has to listen to her now or he's gonna die, and she's going after Oz. Oz is fucked. Wow. Yeah. Just wow. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, usually, and what was good about it is usually I don't like a lot of shows that do origin episodes. It kind of halts the momentum of things.
Yeah.
I think this one was good in that it actually enhances the conflict that you want to see happen, because you understand now where she came from, how fucked up her story is, and what Oz's role in getting her fucked was.
And how evil her dad is. Like, I was not expecting this. I wanted to find out what happened, but the way they told it was fucking unbelievable. I didn't expect them to just lay it out.
And they also just, like, they do a good job where a lot of shows might have hid what that conversation was like with the Maronis and Sophia.
Oh yeah, we go back and get to hear it.
But we get it here right away, right? Yeah. They're like, no, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like nothing, everything's on the table.
Everything is out. Everybody knows everybody's Oz fucking everybody. Shit.
Well, and, I mean, if you watch the preview, Oz apparently has his own army now.
Oh shit! Who is on Oz's side? I guess he's got a bunch of guys.
Boys, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a power vacuum, right? I mean, all the Falcones are dead. The Maronis are kind of fucked.
He's got the people that run like the shipments and the lab and shit kind of on his side, I think.
Right.
If she needs an army, I didn't even watch that preview, but
I did, yeah. I didn't realize until this episode. I didn't realize they were doing it, but they do it like Game of Thrones.
Oh, after everyone, shit! I was turning it off.
And then they have the director, showrunner talk about the episode.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to go back and watch all these things.
It's good.
Yeah. Shit, such good.
I don't watch it because I'm gonna get spoiled for the next episode.
It's so good. No, I'm gonna go watch. I like the bonus bit. I like when they do it for Game of Thrones. The bonus bits.
It's exactly the same format.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go.
I was curious because I was gonna look up and recap of the episode, and I was like, wait a minute, let me just see if they're doing the Game of Thrones thing, and they are.
And then you can watch probably just that part on YouTube, right?
Yeah, and it'll recap everything. It'll give you more context. So, for example, the beginning of the episode is shot really in the light, and then the middle and the ends are shot in the dark because it's kind of the signaling transformation of her.
Yeah.
And you have like they just talk about how they shot the electroshock, how it was all the same scene, but every cut was a little different angle, so that you felt this like jarringness of like what was happening to her. They really wanted you to feel what she was feeling.
I went through it, bro. I'm telling you. I went through it with her because you go from being free to being shackled and tortured.
Did you put water on both of your fingers and then stick your fingers into sockets each time?
Just sympathy pains.
You licked the batteries.
I licked the batteries. I had my vape battery for my weed. I just took it off and shoved it in my nose. It's like, that's 3.4 kilojoules. I felt like I went through. I was like,
your hair standing up.
Fuck. And then for her to come out in that yellow dress also. I'm sure it's symbolic of something, but it was stunning. And I was like, oh, she got to
talk about the yellow dress. Too.
They did, right? I'm sure there's meaning behind it. And I was like, she's about to take over this family right here. Like you knew that just as she's walking in. Good shit. If you're not watching,
was it I mean, I know the answer, I think, but she basically put poison in the vents.
She gassed them. Yeah. It was guessing of something because she was
gas leak.
Or maybe it was just gas, like the gas from the building.
Slept.
Yeah.
I think she went to the basement and then
she took
rerouted the gas into the vents, into the main vent.
And I mean, she still has some. She's not a complete monster, right? She takes the girl to the greenhouse and like, let's have a slumber party.
Well, that's the only person that didn't like go against her.
The girl isn't innocent. Carla Vitti.
The innocence.
That was the Vitti daughter.
I think that it's almost symbolic that she's protecting the innocence that she lost by taking the girl out of it.
And remember, she leaves that window open before. She's smoking in there, and then she kind of leaves it open. I think that was Johnny Vitti's room. So that was all on purpose. And we're going to find out more about the plan. I cannot wait. Fucking fantastic show. We don't need a rating or anything. Again, we'll check in.
You should be watching.
If you're not watching this show, if you like Sopranos, you will like this show.
But where's the Batman, damn it?
But where is the Batman?
He's still at home washing
his tights. Where does he get those wonderful toys? All right, let's take a break here. I'm going to play some promos. We're going to come back and get all spooky and talk about the other Mike Myers right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
What's up? This is Brian, and I'm the host of Citizens of Pawnee, a Parks and Recreation podcast. That's right, a podcast dedicated to my favorite TV show, Parks and Rec. Every week I discuss my favorite things about the show, which include character breakdowns, episode rewatches, and other random facts and tidbits about the show. You can find me on Instagram at Citizens of Pawnee Podcast and listen wherever you get your podcast now. You will literally love it.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy this show, you should absolutely head on over to our Patreon page, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Sign up Sign up to our Patreon fan club because there's lots of fun stuff. Primarily being bonus content. You get access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. We put out of the theater reactions to new movies we watch, and there's bonus movie reviews this week.
Lots of them.
Yeah, lots of them. Let me tell you what, there's tags on Patreon, right? And every piece of bonus content I tag with the tag bonus. And there's a number every time I add that tag. That number is above 500 pieces of bonus content. Wow. Right now. So there's like hours more of bullshit you get when you sign up. And if you search by that tag, you will see over 500 pieces of bonus content. 2 of them being added by Rug Boy this week, Rugs.
That's right. I'm watching movies and I'm giving you instant reviews. As soon as I see them, if I watch something at home for whatever reason, if I'm in the spirit to watch something, I will give you my instant review.
We got some Halloween movie reviews from Ruggs. We will discuss that in What Are We Watching? So there's that bonus content. You can also, when you sign up, join us for our monthly Discord hangout. This is the thing we do every month where we hang out on Discord. It's in the name. This week, it's a lot of fun. We goof around. You get to see us. We talk about all sorts of crazy shit. This month's hangout is this week, October 17th, the day after this show posts.
I might miss that one. Imran.
You son of a bitch.
Floppy Jock. Lame.
I'll be there. Maybe it's...
I have a previous engagement.
I understand.
I don't know. I might be there. We'll see.
Okay, that's fine. Ruggs is always there, and I appreciate his support, and I like when Anthony pops him in at the end and the conversation gets really weird. This is all fun things. So if you like all of that, sign up. Go to jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, let's get to this week's movie review. It is October. It is the spooky season, as all the stupid reporters on the news call it.
Spoopy.
So it's spoopy season. And this was kind of the Jock's pick here.
No, this was Ruggs.
Oh, no, I thought you threw this out first. Anyways, you've seen the title. We'll be reviewing the original Halloween from 1978. Here's spoiler alerts for a 46-year-old movie.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
I thought this was you let's do.
No, this is what happened. I said, let's do some Halloween movies.
Oh, right.
And he thought I meant the movie Halloween.
Oh.
So I
guess you're right.
Yeah, so he's the one who narrowed it down to actually Halloween.
Somebody
I think.
picked something.
Yeah, you're right. Ruggs said we should do something. So to set it up, we didn't know what we were going to do this week. There's nothing new coming out. We were going to default to maybe just do the shows that we talked about. Maybe we were going to do a random movie. And then Ruggs said we should do Halloween themed stuff. Yeah. And obviously with the Halloween coming up in a couple weeks. And then I threw out there, let's just review the original Halloween. And we landed on that. What's fun about this movie is, one, we don't do horror movies.
Yep.
So that's a different thing. Two, I don't know anyone's relationship to Halloween or horror movies in general. So I think that's something we'll get into. So this is really a little bit different than what we do. And it's not a stuffy, artsy fartsy film that no one's seen. I think everyone's seen Halloween or heard of Michael Myers. So I'm very curious to get these guys' reactions on this movie because I haven't seen this movie in a bit either. So
I hadn't seen it in years. No, I think it's a great pick because it is a culturally significant movie in the genre of horror pictures.
I mean, you could say it's probably the most culturally significant horror movie ever made.
Yes.
Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre came before.
Yes, came before, but this movie sets a lot of tropes and trends and things we have seen and everything. It's kind of like the Casablanca of horror movies. Like if you watch Casablanca now,
slasher movies.
Slasher movies. Because if you watch Casablanca, you're like, this whole thing is made of cliches. Here's the thing. That was the first time they did any of that. It wasn't a fucking cliche.
Well, you got to use Psycho 2.
Yeah.
Psycho was out there.
And then there was a movie.
Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Black Christmas preceded it. But Halloween's the movie that, like, if you watch the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's kind of it's like a more of like a vibey, like horror, found footage type of movie. This one, like Imran says, like really hones in on final girl, dude in mask.
Slasher.
Yep.
Teens.
Yep. Teen. The whole,
Yep. Punishing like the deviant teens,
sexually
like
active
the whole 9
teens being
yards.
victims. Yeah. This is the beginning of all of it. It's great to watch it the first
So
time.
the era really explodes after this. I mean, you get not only the slasher genre, but then the theming around holidays. You had like Christmas and Valentine's Day, and all sorts of bullshit. They were theming movies.
You get
around
more
after this.
slashers and masks. For you get your Freddys
Right.
and your Jasons, and Poltergeist comes out in the 80s, and just all these horror slasher, specifically slasher. Finally, I mean, you wouldn't have Scream, if it wasn't for this movie.
Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Let me set it up a little bit. The movie first releases October 25th, 1978. So we're close to being almost 46 years ago. The Halloween franchise consists of 13 movies. Yeah. 3 of which of them are called Halloween. 2 of which are called Halloween 2. And you can thank Rob Zombie for most of this. Because he restarted it and then they just restarted it again. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, they did. Nobody liked his restart.
Yes.
I didn't mind them, but I don't know. I don't remember them that well. I just remember them. They were really twisted. But
on Rotten Tomatoes, out of 85 reviews, the movie's at 96% tomato meter, 89% audience score. But here's the real rating for old movies from back in the day. Roger Ebert gave this movie 4 stars.
Oh, shit.
That's all the endorsement you need. And here's where things get even crazier. This movie is essentially an independent film made for a budget of $325,000. Not million. $325,000. That's about a 1.5 million in today's money. It finishes its box office run and makes $70 million.
Oh, shit.
Making it the most profitable independent film of all time still, I believe.
1978?
1978. Isn't that crazy?
wow.
You get $325,000 and you turn it into $70 million. Good for John Carpenter.
So $70 million, just so we have
what's that today's money?
What that would be today is that would be a 333, almost a $340 million, $340 million movie.
So that's the equivalent if you spent $1.5 million and you brought home $340 million. It's pretty good.
Right.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The movie directed, scored, and co-written by John Carpenter. I believe it's his 3rd feature. He co-wrote it with the movie's producer and his then-time girlfriend, Deborah Hill. The movie features Jamie Lee Curtis in her debut role. First time as Laurie Strode. You have Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis. You got a couple guys playing Mr. Michael Myers. Frank Castle, or Nick Castle, sorry, being one of them. Tony Moran being one of them. Other girls.
Frank Castle, the Punisher.
Yeah, not Frank Castle. Nick Castle. Nancy Keys as one of Laurie's friends, Annie. PJ Souls as the other friend, Linda. And a very young Kyle Richards playing the little girl, Lindsay. I know this. She's famous now. My wife told me she is in Real Housewives. Kyle Richards from Real Housewives was a child actress and is in this movie. And some other people. I don't know. The people aren't important. Bunch of teenagers. Anthony.
Yes.
Tell us what happens in this R-rated 1 hour, 31 movie, sweet runtime.
31 movie?
1 hour, 31 minute, 31 minute movie. What happens in Halloween?
Oh, Halloween is the story of a child named Michael Myers who murders his sister at the age of 6 years old on Halloween night. Something snaps in this kid and he kills. And he goes to an insane asylum there, locked in there for 15 years, and escapes on Halloween night in 1978 to return to the town that he murdered his sister in, and goes on a murder spree again on the night of Halloween, following a bunch of teenage babysitters.
Just gets obsessed with these babysitters in a Midwestern town.
It's a pretty simple plot, right? I mean, it's just kid turns crazy.
Yeah.
Comes back later as an adult to kill again. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah.
So I think where to start though on this is I want to kind of set us all up and get our relationship to things. So before we even get into our Halloween thoughts, I think it'd be good to go around in a triangle, because there's 3 of us,
Triangle.
or circle jerk,
Oh.
or whatever, or a
Triangle jerk.
Triangle jerk.
yeah, triangle jerk, or I'm not going to get any more sexual.
I think we should
And what is everyone's relationship to horror movies? I'll start. I don't watch a ton of horror. That said, I've always kind of admired horror movies from afar, and I've always somewhat like low key really liked the slasher or the horror icons. So your Freddy's, your Michaels, your Jasons, your Chucky's, even back to the Universal monsters. I've always kind of enjoyed that stuff. But I don't necessarily consume horror very often. I don't really care for. I think there's a lot of fun to be had to watch a horror movie with a group, but I don't necessarily care to watch, people get slaughtered and getting scared and all that stuff. So I more admire it, and I'll read synopsises and see stuff, but I don't go out and seek the horror movies.
I'll go next because it's a lot like you. I do not go out to watch horror movies. I am aware of them. The big 3 or 4 that you mentioned, I checked out because of how big they were in pop culture. Your Freddy's, your Jasons. This movie I've seen one time a long time ago. But and if there's anything special, I'll check it out. But it's not like my bag exactly. But I appreciate them, of course, and I think it may be due to an incident in my childhood. I don't know if I've told this story. When I was 6 years old, my cousins were babysitting me, and they took me to the theater to see Poltergeist. I was 6 years old. I should not have been going to see Poltergeist. That movie fucked me up for a little bit. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that. Bill Simmons Rewatchables just did that episode on Poltergeist. I could talk about that movie. It's fucking great. It's still, I see it in my head. Like I know it very intimately because I was 6. You're not take a 6-year-old to see Poltergeist. But yeah, similar to you, Anthony. Ruggs?
Yeah, we all have. I guess both of us have fucked up cousins because I had an older cousin, and her birthday was on Halloween.
Okay,
and it was like 3 cousins that lived in the house, and we would go to their house and for babysitting sometimes, and they would always have horror movies on.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, and these things fucked me up. And I remember they were watching Halloween. I think it was on TV. It wasn't like it was edited for TV. So there was, but still, like the idea of always walking into a room where people were like, didn't give a shit that I was like watching something that I shouldn't have been watching. That kind of made me averse to horror movies. I was like, at that point, I was like, I didn't want to have nightmares. I was a little kid. I didn't want to, I had squeamish at the sight of blood. I didn't like it at all. But then as I got older, all of the guys that I knew that were into the movies were all into horror movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fuck, I got to like build up a tolerance for them. And then once I actually became like desensitized to it, which just sounds really fucked up, like just get used to people getting blown apart,
right.
You know? I think it was Peter Jackson's movie. What was that one called? Where it was really gross. I forgot what it was called, but
Peter Jackson made a horror movie.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
it's disgusting. It's kind of funny too, but anyway, yeah, I got desensitized to it, and I started watching them, and then I realized these movies are stupid a lot of the time. There's a lot of stupidity in these movies.
That's the thing is people make dumb decisions. Like don't go down, don't go that door, don't go down.
So it's tropey. It's too super tropey.
Dead Alive is what you're talking about.
Yeah, Dead Alive. It's super tropey, and you got to throw like complete logic out the window, and you kind of see things kind of happen all the time. The same things happen over and over again. So, I don't really like to watch horror unless it. And then like, don't let me get started on the Hellraiser movies and all that.
Oh yeah, you got Pinhead and all that shit.
Yeah, it just gets really fucking. It's not something I like. Too much gore and glorifying of like really disgusting kills and shit like that. But anyway, yeah, I never liked horror movies. But then since I like sci-fi and I like monsters, which is weird, monsters, and I don't associate them as the same thing.
Right.
I feel like Frankenstein is more of a sci-fi movie with horror elements in it.
Sure.
Dracula is more of like a supernatural beast. It's almost like I'm learning about like some sci-fi comic booky thing. It's more comic booky in a way.
Yeah.
But horror is just like a lot of the times, especially these slashers and serial killer movies and things like that of that nature. I really can't. I didn't really gravitate towards, but I've developed a tolerance for them, and I've watched a few recently, and was able to be entertained by them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to come out a little bit, get more into them as I get older. Not really into them, but like have more of a tolerance.
Well, the thing about horror, and someone put this on YouTube, and I thought it was great, was they were basically saying horror and action. So if you enjoy action, it's not necessarily that you're going to enjoy horror.
Yeah.
But the feeling you get is somewhat the same.
Sure.
In that it's all about adrenaline. So action is about getting your heart pumping to see someone, see people get fucked up in a good way.
Yeah.
But horror is your heart pumping to see people get fucked up, but you don't want to see them get fucked up. Or maybe you do and you're just kind of sadistic.
Look, what I think as humans, we kind of enjoy being scared, right? What do? We go on roller coasters. We go to haunted houses. You like that.
Right.
You have the same effect, and you nervously giggle.
Horror's all adrenaline.
Yeah, and like people respond to it differently. Like some of these things I would giggle at. It's that, I don't know if it was the scare or just what they were doing, but it gives you that same jolt. Absolutely.
There is some kind of artistry. I mean, because they do have creature effects in a lot of these films.
Sure.
You have to have like Jason has the makeup, and Freddy Krueger's got the makeup, and they have their little they have their little personality, the little weapon of choice, all that stuff, and it gets very comic booky. All right, like I can see Jason being a character in a comic book, or Freddy being a comic book character. At a certain point, these things start to bleed into each other, which pun not intended, but whatever. They start to sci-fi, comic books, horror. They all start to bleed together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like I'm not too squeamish on them anymore. And I've heard from many people who are really into film. They feel like it's the low budget entry point for directors, right?
Sure.
So most horror films don't cost a lot to make because it's all about how you shoot and build the tension, not necessarily effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you could buy a bucket of blood,
This movie proves it that you don't need money to have good scares. It's all how you set it.
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. Even though that one pissed me off at the end, but it does similar things.
Well, I think the next question, though, to lead with before we go into initial opening thoughts is, what's your relationship to the Halloween films? And again, I'll start. I haven't seen all the Halloween films. I've seen a few. I do remember as a young boy getting introduced to Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy Krueger and all those movies where you'd walk through the horror aisle and see all those faces on the VHSs.
Yeah.
And I got intrigued, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. I watched the original Halloween with my mom. I think I was probably 10 years old, and most of the movie I was sitting behind her, and she was also covering her eyes.
Oh, wow.
But I haven't seen all the Halloween films. I've seen maybe a couple here or there. I have no desire to watch them all. That said, I vividly remember as a kid growing up, and every Halloween on AMC, they would do a Halloween marathon, and I'd turn it on and watch a few minutes of it until I couldn't handle it anymore, and I would turn it off. Of the like horror icons, I really do enjoy the lore behind Michael Myers, which we'll get into a little bit here. But yeah, that's where I'm at on Halloween movies. Have you guys seen all of them?
I don't think I've seen all of the 70s ones or the sequels to the original. I've seen like the reboot. I see H2O.
Yeah.
I've seen the Rob Zombie reboot.
I heard H2O is pretty good.
And I think that's it.
Okay.
I think I've seen only those two. I might have seen Halloween 2 and 3, but I don't remember seeing them.
I've seen Halloween 2.
So
Halloween 3, for what it's worth, is not about Michael Myers.
So there's
at all.
Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, Halloween, The Curse of Michael
6,
Myers,
yeah.
Halloween
And there's
H2O,
H2O.
20 years later, Halloween Resurrection, Then another
That's
Halloween.
Buster Rhymes.
Oh, and then Rob Zombie starts again. Halloween 2, and then the other people come back and start again. Halloween kills. Halloween ends. Last one coming out just 2 years ago.
Right.
With Jamie Lee Curtis.
How many have you seen?
I have only seen one Halloween movie. And even, yes, and even this. So I was aware of Mike Myers. Again, Mike Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason, you are aware of these big three if you follow pop culture.
Yeah, baby.
You know? Both Mike Myers you're aware of. So, and this movie, I'd seen, I can't remember I saw it when I was a teenager a long time ago. So it was kind of like, again, watching this again for the first time, but you remember certain things and just iconic things. And The Mask is iconic.
I've seen this movie more than a few times,
Okay.
the original. Well, let's start there. Imran, since you're now hosting, opening thoughts on Halloween 1978. Revisiting. Did you rewatch it recently?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. By the way, it's you can watch for free on Crackle. If you don't want to pay for it, I found it on Crackle.
Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Crackle, and Pop. And I, watching this again, I really like this movie. I appreciate what he does, how he builds tension with a very low budget. It's all, you know, the use of foreground of Mike Myers in the foreground, in the background. Every time he would pop up where she would see him across the street, it made me giggle. And I don't know if I was giggling out of fear. I was like, oh, there he is. And then it's just really well. The tension is ratcheted up really well. It's a great backstory. And I have a couple of issues with the movie. It's not perfect. It gets a little weird at the end. But overall, I was like, wow, this is like you see where everything started in this movie. And you just have to put yourself back in that time. And I know I read some articles where people were fucking screaming, just losing their shit at certain parts of this movies. And I was like, man, I can imagine watching this for the first time. You really didn't see something like this.
Yeah, you always have to put yourself back at when it was released, and if people were primed for this, if they were, this was a common thing. So this is an uncommon film. It was like unique for its time. As we talked about, there were some predecessors before it, but like this kind of created this genre in a way, the slasher genre, and it's very effective. So I could imagine in its time. The reaction was crazy.
What were your opening thoughts or initial thoughts after rewatching it, Ruggs?
I had not watched it in its entirety in a long time. I've seen bits and pieces of it a lot throughout my life, but never just sat down and watched it from the beginning. I think a lot of the times I've seen it, it's been on broadcast, so it was edited. So I was the boobs that were in this movie and all that nudity.
Yeah, starts out with
I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a booby movie.
Yeah.
And
it's legit.
Yeah, rug boobs.
Rug boobs.
So I don't even know what to say. I just feel like the most effective thing, there's two things that really were really something that stood out to me was the POV shot through the mask.
Yeah.
And kind of in the breathing and everything. That really added a lot of tension. And just the idea, right? That someone's just going to come into your house and kill you. And that's a real fear. And
not only that, in a suburban area.
In a nice
maybe
safe,
you lock
place.
your fucking doors, you assholes. How about try that? Nobody locked their doors. Nobody even closed the fucking door in this movie. I was like, what are you doing? Close the door behind you. No.
But yeah, I think that fear is like a real fear. And so that preys on that fear and the tension that you get even after the movie's over. You still feel like, oh, I should probably lock the door.
Yeah.
I should probably go and lock that door. So it does play on real things. And I think that's why it's effective. I think there are some effective ways of using like the stalking.
Yeah.
And the music is sometimes over a little bit much.
It's iconic music, though.
I think it's a little bit too much music sometimes.
It punches in real loud sometimes all of a sudden.
But I think it's very effective in setting the mood and setting the tone and making it unique. And Yeah, it's got a lot going for it.
Yeah.
I feel like it still works.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll put a pin in that thought. We'll get into that thought in a little bit, but I want to get into my opening thoughts. So I've seen this movie several times, but it's been a while since I've sat down and watched it. And I was very curious to watch this movie and go, would I still like this movie, or would I still think it's effective? One of the things, first off, was this movie, when it was made, it was literally just, hey, we need a movie on Halloween.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
There was no script or anything.
Yeah.
They had Deborah Hill and Carpenter had to put their heads together and figure this out. I think this movie overall, while it is in some cases a little bit dated, it is at times some questionable acting, questionable decision making. I think at its core, this movie is all about vibes. This movie's vibes are off the charts. Like Carpenter and the cinematographer and the music, everyone that's involved do a really good job of taking something very simple and just fucking directing the hell out of it with the breathing and the music and the
lighting,
the POV shots and the lighting. And I mean, there's some just gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way they just ratchet up the tension, and then him appearing and then not appearing. And what this movie does really well too is it's unencumbered by all the lore that comes after it, all the bullshit,
right?
With like him chasing Lori because it's his long lost sister.
Yeah. Why did they do that?
All that stuff? It's all not there. It's just psychopath kid. A switch flips. He becomes evil. He comes back to town, starts stalking the first people he sees, and starts killing them. Yeah. And there's none of this like bullshit other stuff that we get into with the later Halloween films with like cults and all this shit. It's just this guy comes back, and we don't, and they toe the line, right? Where it's like, he's evil, he's a real person, but they might have some supernatural shit going on. We don't really know. Like they toe that line where it's like, it could be real.
Yeah.
But it's also, he's a fucking Undertaker and he keeps sitting like, is it like how real? What part of this is of him is he's the incarnate devil? What part of this is he's just a fucking tank human?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they it's very simple, but they execute all that shit so well that you get over the fact that the fucking girls act horribly and that Laurie Strode sits there and like fucking moans and cries while Michael's sitting there dead. Like, just fucking get out of the house, right? Like, there's a lot of stupid shit that are dumb tropes that less good directors take, and they make these tropes for the rest of the 80s.
Yeah.
But what they don't nail that this movie nails is all the fucking vibes, and as the kids say, all the aura that Michael Myers has in this movie, because it's just fucking, I mean, there's the scene where the girl's in the fucking garage.
Yes. The first
I know
time.
she's gonna die.
Yeah.
Well, the first time, right? Where she locks herself in the laundry room.
Yes.
The first time. You're like, oh fuck, she's fucked there.
Yeah.
No.
No.
You see him like stalking her.
Tease you.
And then like when she comes back to the garage, and the first time she can't open the door, but then the next time she gets the keys and the door's unlocked.
Yes, the door's already unlocked. You're like, wait a minute.
And then she gets in and she sees it's foggy. She's like, fuck. And then the fucking thing. Yeah. Like, they do such things where he's meticulous in how he stalks them. And then like you see, the iconic scene where he stabs the guy through the fucking body and hangs him.
Yeah.
Like, first off, it doesn't make any sense,
how is
right?
that
Like
holding him up there was my question.
No, but this part where he hangs him and then he looks at him and he tilts his head like, what the fuck did I just do there? And you just fucking like the psychology of it. So it's just, it's like, it's fucking real. It feels real.
Yeah.
So I think that the way as Ruggs would say, the verisimilitude of it, you feel that shit. You fucking feel like this could have fucking happened. This could have been somewhere. This could have been any suburban neighborhood. This is possible.
Yeah, it's fairly grounded. You didn't see this in movies. Usually this kind of horrors would there be in the city.
Right.
But
and there's usually like the horror movies from like if you compare like the Universal monsters, like there's all this like lore, right?
Yeah.
And there's no lore here. It's just
I mean, you have
fucking it goes nuts.
Dr. Loomis telling you how, and it works.
Oh, yeah.
Like every little piece he drops, you're like, this guy's great. So it's
The blackest eyes. I mean, you could the quotes that Dr. Loomis has, Donald Pleasance.
Yeah,
those could be like framed anywhere.
Yeah.
Like as far like best quotes
so
in a
it's
movie.
grounded until the end where you start to question it. Perfect blend, and he achieves this tension, this horror, these scares with virtually very little blood and gore.
No blood.
It's amazing.
That's another thing too.
It's amazing. It's bloodless, but it works.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's another thing too, is that you go into this movie, and if you're like watching it now as I don't know what generation this is now, but if you go in with the modern expectation of what horror is now, you're gonna be severely disappointed.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, what the
really
fuck?
no blood.
Yeah,
there's barely any blood in this fucking movie at all.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah, there's some. I feel like there are some moments that kind of they happen and with a little bit not enough fanfare, and that's because I've been trained on other horror movies,
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you get the jump scare, you hear that note that they play, like that, you know, or to kind of amp it up even more. But like they kind of do it without that stuff because that stuff hasn't become a trope yet, I guess.
Yeah.
So you're expecting some of those things to happen, and then they don't. So yeah, some of these modern horror people will walk into it thinking, "Oh, that could have been more effective here and there," but I think it's still pretty effective.
There's a bunch of things that it creates or redefines in these horror slasher movie tropes, like we mentioned, the point of view shots you never saw, and they're so effective. The trope,
the breathing,
the trope that sexually active teens always die, and the one girl who doesn't have sex survives.
You could kind of go into that the psychology of Michael Myers. He's a little kid.
He sees his sister banging,
probably for the first time doing this with a guy, and it makes him feel uncomfortable. He wants it to stop.
Did you notice that he banged his sister in like 1 minute? Like he the whole tracking shot when they go up, and then when he leaves, it's like 60 seconds, and he's already like done. He's walking out the door. I was like, that's very quick. I think the nudity also. He started the trope of like these horror movies got to have boobies.
Well, I think that nudity though, that I think Ruggs is onto something there. Where I don't think it was him necessarily punish it. Where later on, it's like the deviant people die first.
Right.
It's not that he's punishing them. It's just I think that this whole sister thing where it reminds him again of his sister and what that night, because you see he recreates her grave with one of the kills.
Yeah, he takes the grave, puts it on the bed, and Annie is there. And yeah, he's a little kid who his sister would rather bang a dude instead of watch him. It fucked him up. That whole opening shot.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it's just the way I read it is he just snapped one night because he was a completely normal kid, and then all of a sudden the devil got a hold of him or some shit. Like we don't know. I think that's part of why this movie makes an impact on you. Is it's just like this kid, all of a sudden something snapped in him.
Now, the only thing that I didn't get that I found to be weird was when the psychiatrist and the nurse are going to the sanitarium.
Yeah. It's raining.
And it's like everybody's broken out.
Yes.
We don't know anything about what happened.
No, they don't explain.
They never talk about it again.
Yeah.
And I guess Mike Myers busted out.
Did he orchestrate this?
Well, that's a thing. Like, I think it is kind of it's not written out why that happened, right?
Yeah.
So on the surface, I think it's kind of like, how does that even happen? Like, how is this possible?
Right.
But I think the scene is done really well because they're driving, right? You see it's 1978, it's a dark night.
Yeah.
And they're pulling up and they're talking about Mike Myers.
Yeah.
And then fucking the way it's shot though is you see a flash of lightning and then you see all these fucking white dudes
walking around like,
oh fuck. You know, right there, you're like,
oh shit,
this shit's fucking turning sideways right away.
Yeah.
But there's a mix of that stuff, right? So I think on that note, like you have that scene and then you have stupid stuff. Like how the fuck is Mike Myers able to drive a car?
That was my question. He's been locked away for 10 years.
Well, they talked about it. There was a line in there
about it. He said something like maybe somebody taught him out here how to drive.
Maybe someone taught him how to drive.
I was like, wow, how does he know how to drive?
That doesn't like,
it doesn't matter.
Necessarily track because you Donald Pleasance is like this kid's basically like staring into the wall, like not interacting with people. He's like, he's a mute. He's like, doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
He's staring past you. So how am I to believe this kid that like doesn't interact with people? Someone would take him into a car and he'd just sit there and learn.
And he's driving that car like he stole it.
Oh yeah, he knows how to drive. He's driving real well. He knows how to slow down.
I mean, he's cruising the whole neighborhood.
He's stalking them. Yeah, he's cruising. He's cruising in that station wagon for sure.
So there's definitely like a mix of stupid shit in there.
Here's some more
like,
stupid shit trope. There's no parents
what's
anywhere.
that?
The whole there's no parents anywhere. No authority. Like you.
Apparently, a Halloween night, all parents
they
go
just
out.
leave.
That's true.
I also
enjoy, well, on the stupid note, I mean, while the scenes are effective with him, like they're definitely, I think they're super effective with him staring at them through windows and like you see him, but the way he moves, like if she looks away and then he slowly moves away, now like within seconds, he's like
gone.
Immediately gone, or the car is gone. Like it's like how the fuck did that happen?
You didn't hear it drive away or anything.
It's magic.
It's magic. It's Halloween Mike Myers evil magic. So I read John Carpenter told Nick Castle, the guy who played Mike Myers mostly in this movie, essentially not to act, except for the only direction he gave him was that head tilt scene. But because of this, you get that amazing stalker slasher walk, to
slow.
the person. Slow, methodical. Now, Nick Castle, incidentally, this is his only acting role. He goes on to be a movie director. He directs The Last Starfighter in the 80s, Dennis the Menace, and Major Payne in the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing for Nick. And then we see his face for a second at the end there where the mask comes off.
That's not Nick Castle.
That's somebody else. Yeah. And then there was a third guy for stunts or something.
Well, they like him, the walk, everything. I think it all adds to the vibe. And I think if we're even psychoanalyzing him, it's not like he's this killer that gets excited about. He's just kind of doing it. Like it's just part of his nature now.
Yeah.
He's just killing to kill. So when he's stalking them, it's not like he's getting this thrill and he has to chase them to kill them faster.
No, like you never see, like he's established the thing where you never see the slasher guy run, right? You know, it's bad when the guy's just walking towards you to kill you. And he stalks the little kid with the pumpkin for a second. I don't know if he has a code why he got obsessed with Lori just because she drops the keys and he sees her
Well,
first.
I think she's the first person he sees at when he's at his own house.
Yeah, and then he's just obsessed.
Well, they even had good tension with the kids and the boogeyman and the kids seeing him.
Yeah, the boogeyman established.
The kids, Tommy Doyle sees fucking Annie.
Yeah.
Is it Annie?
Yeah.
Being carried all around the house. Guys, and she's screaming. He's screaming about it. So they just keep ratcheting it up, the tension. I think it's all done really well.
And then you're not even, and then like Lori thinks she's crazy because she's seeing things and he disappears and they have some fun with that. But it just establishes this unkillable being by the end that you
like he gets shot like 5 times.
He gets shot 6 times. Doesn't like several. He goes through several deaths.
But even that ending, I think while it was used to create multiple sequels, right? It now would be looked at as, hey, that's a setup for another movie, right?
Right. But
I think what's awesome about that ending is it's actually the perfect ending for that movie.
Yeah, it almost works as just a standalone. If this was a one and
you
done,
could just leave it as that movie and you go, fuck, that's haunting, right?
It ends with his body disappeared. He is not dead. He is unkillable. Is he supernatural? We know he's strong.
In the credits, he's listed as the Shape, right?
Yes.
Shape.
Yeah. So, oh my God, so many things to talk about. Let's, I just want to say that, break down a couple of these beats. The opening music is great. That whole opening tracking shot is so fantastic and is so iconic. The point of view, it's like one take. You see through the
It's
masks.
fantastic. I will point out one flaw, though. When he kills her, the girl that's doing the acting, like, oh, Michael, oh my God.
What are you doing?
I think the actresses are terrible in their death scenes.
Yeah.
The one in the car, her crossed eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she,
oh my
when
God.
she crosses the
I
eyes.
didn't even
and, like,
notice that. She crosses her eyes to pretend
and she
to
slumps up against the mirror, like,
I also thought in the beginning the camera seems a little bit high to be a 6-year-old, but whatever.
oh, okay.
But then when they come back and they reveal this kid and this slow
Little kid.
shot back, and it's just this kid in this costume. You're like, what the fuck?
Michael.
Great. And like the parents are just standing there. I'm like, there's a dead body up there. You probably should do something about it. But yes, we get to the whole asylum.
But that's a great opening.
Yeah. Yes.
That's a great setup for a movie.
Great
Just,
setup.
this fucking kid killed his sister. What happened here?
Iconic. Yes, and we get to the whole escape mental patients. And there's a lot of fun, like, errors you'll notice or things you catch because it was low budget. Like in the beginning when he's on top of the car and he smashes the window with his palm. If you pause it, you can see clearly there is a wrench strapped to his hand.
Oh, nice.
To impact the glass. And then we establish Lori and the teenagers. And again, there's some palm trees in the background. It's supposed to be in the Midwest.
It's in Cali.
Open air high school. It's not really Midwest, right? But
it's filmed in Cali.
Yeah, it's filmed in Cali. But this whole part where he's just stalking these people, and sometimes he's in the foreground, sometimes he's in the background. She sees him throughout the day. It's fucking fantastic.
There is one shitty shot where they're trying to go for something cool where he's in the car and it's supposed to be a POV shot.
Oh yeah,
he's stalking them.
Yeah,
but the POV's from the back seat.
Yeah, the cameraman is in the back seat of the car. Yes,
so it's like who's driving Michael right now?
It's a disembodied Michael POV shot. I do love the 70s of it, and the girl going totally so many times took me right back. You got scary phone calls. I don't know if they ever did that before in a movie. I feel like that
Black Christmas, they did that.
Oh,
too.
they did that in Black Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it's all about
Black Christmas and that original Hitchcock movie, the Stranger in a Room, or like what was it called? Remember that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Not Rear Window. Rear Window?
Yeah.
Where the guy
that's the one, right? Where the guy's stuck in a room with somebody.
Yes, and he's looking across and he sees things.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the low.
Or When a Stranger Calls.
When a Stranger, maybe.
Yeah. A Stranger Calls.
I love. So then, originally they wanted to call this the babysitting murders, and they established these kids babysitting.
When a Stranger Calls was from 1979, so a year after. That was there was someone in the house with the babies.
See, they did it first over here with the scary calls. I was like,
it was part of the thing, yeah.
I like when they smoke weed in these old timey movies. Like that was great.
I like that the girls are horny.
Oh yeah, they just want to bang.
They're as horny as the guys?
How about
if not more horny?
The fact that Linda and Bob are just going to like random families' houses to fuck and smoke and drink their beer. Like, what if these people come home? I didn't understand. Is this how life was back in '78? I was like, this ain't even your house. The babysitter's not there. They're just fucking. Let's go up in the bedroom and fuck.
Oh. One of the things is they're both in the car smoking weed, and they pull up to their cop dad.
Yeah, why would you stop?
Open the window?
Why do you even have to stop to talk to him at that point? Just drive by.
But the cop, who's a cop, doesn't notice that his daughter's car just streaks of weed now.
Well, weed didn't smell like weed in 1978.
Oh, it smelled worse. That was some dank shit back then. He didn't have the good shit. But this whole scene brilliantly has Mike following them in the station wagon behind them.
You can see it.
You see him. They don't notice. Even when Dr. Loomis comes to see the sheriff, you see him in the station wagon turning the corner in the street behind him. He's always like a presence, right? They built that up. That combined with Loomis giving you details every time, you're like, this is fucking crazy. There
is some like, what kind of psychiatrist is Dr. Loomis?
He's like the worst.
Loomis is like, this isn't a man. No, remember, they go in the house. So they finally find his house. They find a dead dog. And the sheriff is like, no man would do this. And he's like, this isn't a man.
Oh, that's a fucked up line, though, where he goes, oh, he looks like he got hungry.
Yes.
Like, he ate a dog.
And then Loomis is like, I'm going to hide in these bushes outside and wait for him. Really, bro? You know, you're standing out in the light and next to a bush.
Well, Loomis is also like, the cops are going, should we re-alert everyone? And he goes, no, don't. it'll make the town nuts. Everyone will start looking for him. And he's like, wait, what?
That's what you want?
Don't you want that to happen?
Here's my question. If you were Lori, at what point do you call the police and not go and investigate this shit yourself? Is it when you keep seeing this guy? At some point, I would think you would maybe call the authorities.
The friend's dad is a cop.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, hey, there's a fucking guy following me in a mask.
Yes, they do. She never tells him. They don't do anything.
Yes, that's also some stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
I will say though, the speaking of dogs, that scene where the dog is barking in the kitchen.
Yeah, and then he kills the dog.
Like, oh fuck! Like you can already tell. Like, oh shit! Like to this day, if I'm with a dog at night and the dog starts barking, and I'm in a house alone.
And then
I'm
you
like,
hear-
fuck, someone's out there.
Oh yeah.
Someone's
And the last thing you
someone's
want to
out
hear
there.
is the dog go, "Beep, beep, beep." You're
Yeah,
like, oh
right.
shit.
Yeah, it's a scene where that the dog just goes limp in his hands. It's like, oh fuck. He killed
Here's
that dog
another
with bare
issue
hands.
I had a little bit with Mike Myers' abilities, let's say. We've seen him have a couple of good kills, right? He kills the mechanic. We don't see that, but he's wearing the jumpsuit.
Right.
He kills the dog. He kills Bob stuck to the wall. Fantastic. He kills the girlfriend Linda with the phone cord. So
Yeah.
he's got 4.
You can hear her die. You hear her die on the phone. That's Lori hears that.
That's when she walks over there, and I'm like, don't fucking go over there. What are you doing? Anyways, Mike has 4 good kills, 5 if you count the dog. But he is so verklempt over Laurie Strode that it affects his aim when he tries to kill her. He is wildly missing when he's getting poked in the eye.
His plot armor.
He cuts her in the arm, tears her coat. When he pops up from behind the sofa, she's right there, and he stabs the sofa cushion. I'm like, Mike, what are you doing, bro? How she's right there.
Plot armor.
Well, those are. I mean, it is stupid, but there are some like really iconic things, like the first part where she discovers all the dead bodies.
Oh, yeah, in the same
and
room.
she's cowered up against the doorway,
Yes.
crying, and
Oh.
then you just slowly through the black see his
Dude,
face pop up.
That shot is
You're like,
fantastic.
fuck.
That shot is
And then
fantastic.
That's a fantastic shot. The one where she thinks she stabbed him. Well, the closet scene's great.
Yeah.
Where she's stuck in the closet and he's like rattling the door.
Yeah.
But then the one where after she stabs him,
With the knitting
she's
needle.
like,
He pops up.
well, yeah, where he sits up like
Oh.
fucking Undertaker.
Yes.
And there's no music, and
Yes.
he just
Oh,
slowly sits
shit.
up. You're like, oh,
Dude,
fuck.
I believe this is the scene. I read a lot of interviews where people were just losing their shit. When he sits up, people were
I think there's a
screaming.
YouTube video
Yes.
of like the sound of people like reacting to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And it's fantastic. And like watching it now,
'Cause there's no music.
Right.
He just sits up, and you're like, oh, fuck.
you
he's
kind of
back.
expect it. You know it's going to happen. But again, like the first Alien movie, watching it for the first time.
false endings.
When
There's a few false
he's got
endings.
2 fake out deaths. When he just sits up, I would have lost my shit like people did. It's fantastic. Fantastic framing. And then he really slowly walks towards her. You know,
Yeah.
he's not in a rush with any of this. And that's when he strangles her. Loomis finally shows up, shoots him 5 times. He falls over the balcony. That shit is edited all weird because if you watch, he's actually falling forward. And then they cut to him falling backward off of the thing.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever. It was 1978. He had like $20
But
to make
it's
this movie.
again the perfect ending in terms of like the whole arc where it's not a happy ending. Like he's still out there, and we don't know if it.
Yeah.
Again, it leaves it ambiguous, right? Is he
It makes the
supernatural?
movie more scary, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Is he supernatural? Is he just a fucking tank and he just got up and he's gonna die? Like we don't know.
You have a final girl that's not a damsel in distress, right? She's fighting back. She survives.
Right.
And she kind of injures him really badly too. She gets a couple of good ones in, but the amount of times they made her think she was safe and she wasn't safe is fantastic. Like
What does
she
she
does
do? She
stupid
pokes
shit.
him in the eye, and then what else does she do?
she
Well,
pokes
she takes a
knitting
she takes
needle
a
first
needle to the neck,
first
into
step.
the neck.
Yeah.
then
Then
a hanger to
Yep.
the eye,
and then
a knife to the chest.
yeah. And I was like,
And then he
keep
gets shot
stabbing him.
5 times.
I was like, keep
Yeah.
stabbing him. Why'd you just stab him once? What the fuck? Damn this motherfucker. And then I was like, yeah, but the other funny thing is when she finds the bodies first, right? She goes over to the side and then that cabinet door just opens for no reason with her friend in there. I always love when they do that kind of thing. I was like, why did that
Oh,
open?
I mean, that whole scene is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like him. Where did he store
The
the
guy was
grave?
hanging.
Headstone?
Oh, where? I don't know.
Then-
He took it.
How does he have time to hang the dude?
Yes.
How does he?
How did he
have
release
time to,
him?
like,
Time the release
yeah, how did he
him to
release him?
fall?
Time the release, and then also know that she'd be standing there to open the closet. To
Why
see
did
the
that
other
closet
girl.
door? Yeah, why did that open?
You know, that's his art. That's what he
He's
That's
the master of Rube Goldberg devices in the background, is what it is. He's got little pulleys and ropes that he's attached, I guess.
All right, here's the question. I mean, it sounds to me like we're all, there's stupid shit, but there's also vibey shit. Does it hold up?
I think
if you were to watch this for the first time or have a friend watch this for the first time, does it hold up?
I think that there is something primal in it that affects my fear reaction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the fact that it could be real, this could happen. Like a guy could just break into your house and stab you, and people are psychotic. There's people getting stabbed in New York City right now as we speak. So this shit happens.
Wearing Michael Myers masks.
Probably.
Probably, or like COVID masks, whatever. It tugs at something that's really real. Like I think Jaws does the same thing.
Yeah.
It tugs at something really.
Jaws is kind of a horror movie.
It is a horror movie, of course. So it does.
And it's a sci-fi
hits
movie.
Hits that primal fear, and I think that it does it very effectively. And for not a lot of money, this guy was able to produce this overall effective fear movie, and it still holds up. I think it still got me to react in that way and think about it in kind of like a horrific way for a few hours afterwards.
Yeah,
even talking about it now, I'm still kind of scared of those feelings that I was feeling,
I think it absolutely holds up still to me, I would say.
Well, I agree. I think it holds up. I mean, we do have modern expectations of horror, but I think the fact that it's so simple in its premise and it's set in the 70s adds to the lore. And I knew my answer to this question during the scene where Annie gets stuck in the laundry room and then gets stuck in the garage.
Yeah.
And that whole tension of her, like, even I knew what was going to happen. Her getting in the car, I'm like, fuck, don't get in that goddamn car. Oh, fuck, that door's unlocked. Oh, you're in there. Oh, there's fog on the window. And then when she dies, I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I knew it was going to happen. And I wouldn't say I was scared, but I felt the tension of that scene. And then later on, when Lori goes into the goddamn house, I'm like, no.
That scene where she's walking over and they're cutting from her, you're seeing her, and then you're seeing her point of view, and it's going back and forth. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Don't go over there. What the fuck are you doing? She's the only one that locked the door.
That camera work throughout the movie is
it's the whole thing.
Really adds to it.
Yeah.
Because you're right. They're like the cuts between her point of view, and then you're like, it makes you feel like you're goddamn there. Yeah. And you're like, God, I don't want to be here. This is the worst thing in the world. Even though it's just a fucking dark house, you're like, this is not where I want to be right now.
Yeah.
So I also agree it holds up. Maybe not, there's not obviously the modern gore, but I think that also adds to the simplicity and the lore of this movie.
Yeah, we've experienced so many horror movies, and we're trained to think like jump scares should be this way and moments in movies should be that way. So we bring a lot of that baggage when we watch these movies, especially the older ones. And we have to remember the place and time where they came out.
Yep.
And was there anything that was kind of this vibey or this kind of visceral, tugging at all these different things, like people stalking you, people, all this stuff was in the air at the time. So
I mean, I don't think audiences
imagine how effective it was.
Audiences were screaming, and they don't scream again until Alien comes out the next year. Like this was a unique experience. Yeah,
you've got a bunch of. I know you got a bunch of things.
I got some good shit about this movie. First of all, the poster is iconic. You guys know the poster, right? It's Mike Myers' hand with the knife and the pumpkin. Now, if you look closely in his knuckles, there's kind of a screaming face that you can make out. And apparently this was unintentional by the poster artist. But it looks like there's a face in his knuckles. It's very good. John Carpenter.
That opening, by the way, too, with just the
jack-o'-lantern.
Yes.
The jack-o'-lantern, yeah.
Just the simple push in to the jack-o'-lantern's eye is so effective.
And then the light that's on the jack-o'-lantern goes off, and then you see the light coming from the inside.
And you'll notice there are jack-o'-lanterns in a lot of the crime scenes. It's a motif. The kids carrying it. Of course, it's Halloween. They're carving pumpkins. Becomes kind of a motif.
You'd think that there'd be more trick-or-treaters out.
There really weren't that many in this suburbia. They shot this movie in 20 days, which is unheard of. John Carpenter got paid $10,000. Jamie Lee Curtis got $8,000.
Wow. Jamie Lee Curtis, the daughter of the Scream Queen in Psycho.
Janet Leigh, which is how she got the part. They thought it would be a fun way to promote the movie, saying we have the daughter from Psycho. And I guess Mike Myers is 21 in this, right? That's how the math would work out.
Yeah.
They're also, if you notice, the movie they're watching is the original Thing, which John Carter redoes in 82.
Yeah. Holds full circle.
The Mask. We can't not talk about this iconic mask. These people have no money. He bought a William Shatner Captain Kirk mask for $2, spray painted it white, and just opened up the eyes a little. And it
teased out the hair.
And it's the most frightening fucking thing. Like, such a simple thing.
That's the best mask that's ever been put on.
I feel like this is the birth of like the masked killers. Like, then you get Jason, then you get the Scream guy. I mean, Freddy is not a mask, but I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre had kind of a leather faced mask. But I feel like this is also this
one's better.
Yeah, I feel like
this one. I mean, if when they light it right and he's got the dark eyes, I mean that's fucking. It's just great. It freaks me out still.
And there is that detail where you find out he stole it from the hardware store. Where that's why the robbery was there, where the alarm was going off, and when they stopped there. But yeah, outside of just like his aim gets really bad when he's trying to kill Laurie. I don't know. He's pretty effective as a slasher.
Well, here's another fun fact.
Yeah.
And you'll see it in Halloween 3, but this was originally supposed to be an anthology series.
Oh.
Where every year they'd give it to a different director and they would tell a different Halloween story. So Halloween 1 and 2 are related, but Halloween 3 is like the Curse of the Witch.
Oh.
And it has nothing to do with this. Like,
isn't the curse supposed to be what cursed Mike Myers to be a murderer?
I mean, there's like ways you could like weave it all together, but I mean, it's very supernatural. It's about this like evil guy that's trying to poison kids on Halloween by, if you wear the mask that he's selling, you die.
Oh,
and it's a completely like for what all intents and purposes not related. And they were going to continue doing this anthology thing, and then they decided, nope, that didn't make any money. Let's go back to Mike Myers.
Yeah, I know.
Because Jason had gotten really popular by that point. They were like, oh, we got to ramp this back up.
So by 88, they put out the fourth movie, Return.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing to talk about, too, that the fact that a rival slasher comes out that's just as big in a lot of ways.
Right. Yeah, Jason was the main... Halloween was the impetus for Jason, and then Jason's popularity was the impetus for Halloween to come back and go way over the top with like, because Jason's whole thing was these over the top kills, and Halloween, like the first one wasn't really about that. The second one ramps up in terms of its gore because it's made in the 80s, but then once Jason comes out, they're like, oh, we got to ramp this up and now do these crazy over the top kills as well. So they both influence each other.
I got another story. So by the time Halloween hit TV, it was 1981, but the movie was too short. He needed to add about 15 minutes to get it to fit in the slot with commercials. So while they're filming Halloween 2, they film additional material and add it to Halloween, filmed in 1981 for the television broadcast of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't.
Then they add a scene where he interacts with Laurie as a kid,
or Michael. Yes, there's like a flashback of Dr. Loomis actually talking to Michael when he's like 6, and he's just sitting there staring off. And
well, then they add that too, and I think the extended scenes too is like they show Laurie as a kid visiting him.
Oh, to make it like that's why did they have to make them related? That doesn't make any sense.
That's part of part 2 is the whole thing.
Both of their kids are, one's dead, the other one's in a sanitarium. So maybe they had another kid, or maybe they got remarried. I think what makes more sense, they got divorced and they had kids with other people.
Oh,
well, that became the through line until part 6, and even H2O in Resurrection was the through line was he came back to kill the rest of his family. So like he came back to kill Laurie. Then in like the part 4 and 5, Laurie has a niece that he's going after. Like he's trying to kill his entire line.
Whatever happened to his parents? Do they know?
That I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go and watch all these movies now. I know they're not great.
They get considerably worse as time goes along.
Yeah.
The part 4 is pretty decent from what
I heard the H2O and the 2018
Halloween
one is
the good ones.
Yeah, those are good. Yeah, those are good. They get real weird. They start going into like he's part of this cult and he had the curse on him and all this shit.
See, the backstory we got is enough. Like you don't have to add it anymore. It's perfect.
Simpler is better.
Simple.
It's like when you do like anything. It's like when you do Alien or Jaws.
Yep.
the scary stuff is the unknown.
Yep.
And when you unpack the unknown, that's when it gets less scary.
The less you see
Now,
it.
did John Carpenter ever make another Halloween movie?
He did not.
No.
He only
That was
did
it.
the.
So
that
like
was
it's
it.
not even the original guy
Yeah.
introducing this shit
Yeah.
into it.
It just got a life of its own and went on to different directors. Rob Zombie being one of them. I don't even know if I'd watch
Rob
this.
Zombie
but-
being-
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It was kind of fun, but I don't know. If you're a real Halloween, see, I was never like a big Halloween, like, I didn't really think, I didn't know all the lore and I didn't know. And so I was like, cool. Like they're remaking a 70s movie again with Rob Zombie at it. He's going to throw some crazy shit. And that's exactly what he did. But a lot of people don't like it. So.
Yeah, he Rob Zombied it.
He definitely Rob Zombie did.
He made it more like trailer park trash type shit.
Yeah, which is all his movies. But man, iconic, lives on in pop culture, created this franchise, and it's good. All right, should we wrap it up? Final thoughts? Give me a score.
Rate it and rank it, and then I have a follow up question or two after, so we'll start with the rating and ranking. But I guess I'll start. There's definitely some stupid ass shit. There's bad acting in this movie, and there's some bad shots. We dissected a lot of the kind of some. I mean, some of the stuff's actually god awful. Like some of the acting's really bad.
Yeah.
Anytime the friends come on scene, especially Annie, it's not good acting.
Yeah,
right.
She's a little much.
But this movie gets a lot of things done right, and you can't ignore the influence it had on the industry, right? So I think that inevitably becomes a factor in my personal rating of the movie. So while there's a lot of stupid shit and characters make dumb decisions, it's got that vibe, man. It's got that thing, and it's a simple movie, and some people might watch it and go, that's it. But if you really dissect it, I think there's a lot of like great shit in here, and one of the all-time great directors in this movie. So I think this is a 9 out of 10.
Wow. All right. I think like just you said, it's culturally significant. What he has done with the amount of money he was given is remarkable. It shows you the talents of everyone coming together with the song, with the music, his directing. I would give it an 8 out of 8.5. Absolutely 8.5. There are a lot of themes, like we talked about, like horrors coming to suburbia, themes people had not thought about, sexuality and sexual repression and the final girl thing and the mask and all of it is fucking iconic. So, and I think it still holds up. Absolutely. Ruggs.
I think that there's some flimsiness to it here and there. I think that the strength of it is John Carpenter's music and his direction. And just the overall stalking and the fear response that you get for someone invading your home and in doing that. So that on those level it works, but a lot of things like with the female actors or just the teenagers in general and logic things that happen, like with the police and this and that, it's that could have been done better. So I'm gonna go with 8. Just an 8.
Did we like Jamie Lee Curtis? I thought she kind of
she was fine. Yeah,
this
I like
movie
Jamie
very
Lee
well
Curtis.
in this. Yeah,
I think she's actually pretty good in the movie.
yeah.
You can tell she's a novice, but her character is actually, other than some of the dumb decisions at the end, she acts pretty normal. throughout.
Yeah, she's like a likable person.
Yeah.
She's good with kids.
Yeah. She doesn't get into trouble. She's a good girl.
Right.
And
she's responsible.
She's responsible.
Yeah. And it's a good dichotomy because her friends are just fucking assholes.
That's why they die.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking strangers' homes. You're gonna get killed.
Well, that Ruggs's feedback actually leads to my next question here, and we've reviewed a few John Carpenter films on our show, and also talked about some of them in tournaments here. But we'd love to get your guys' perspective on, is this John Carpenter's most what do we call it?
The magnum opus.
Magnum opus, or his best movie, or his most influential? Like where do you rank this amongst John Carpenter classics?
He's got so many good movies. It's hard to do that.
Right. That's why it's a great question.
I don't know if it's his best film. I think The Thing is better.
The Thing is very good.
But I think that The Thing is a one and done. This spawned a whole entire franchise. It's been around for a long time. It's like they're making figures of this shit, and you can get the masks still to this day. You can order the mask.
It makes him like
it's got more impact.
Horror
overall.
icon too. He gets put into that category because of
I think The Thing is is probably one of his best films, but I also think that it doesn't have it's more of an unknown film. It kind of flies under the radar. This one obviously it's got more cachet.
Let me build on that because I completely agree with you. I think of the movies I've seen, I haven't seen all his movies, but The Thing to me is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
The body horror and the tension, and
there's nothing bad in that movie. Really,
no, there's nothing.
Really
bad. There's nothing stupid. It's great. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
The reason why I think The Thing is better than Halloween. That said, the reason why I give Halloween more credit is The Thing is a remake.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. As we saw
It's
in
the remake
this movie.
of the movie we just saw.
Yeah, The Thing.
While Halloween, literally, like I mentioned earlier, it was just, hey, we need you to make a movie about a killer on Halloween. Go figure it out.
So he pulled this thing out of his ass and it ended up being like this huge deal.
Yes, exactly. What I really appreciate about John Carpenter films, though, is his attention to detail with vibes and music.
Yeah.
Like movies like They Live, Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, Escape from New York, Halloween. You throw on any soundtrack from any of those movies, and you go, "Fuck, I'm right there. I know exactly what movie I'm watching. I feel he can convey through music exactly how you should be feeling through each of his movies." So I think and you throw in like the way he shoots his movies and the choices he makes. I think he's a fucking legend director, and I've really grown to appreciate him through this podcast.
Absolutely. No, you make a lot of good arguments for Halloween. Not only that it's original, but what he does with the limited budget.
I think The Thing is, let me just clarify. I think The Thing is his magnum opus.
Okay.
But
okay.
I give Halloween more credit for its originality.
It has to be mentioned that
I do love Big Trouble and They Live are.
Well, those are great movies too.
Escape from New York.
I've never seen his newest movie, which is The Ward.
Okay.
Which I don't know. I heard that was decent.
2010 was that was when that.
Oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah. But of course, this is, these guys, when they're younger, they're hungrier, when they're faced with have to being creative because of budgetary restraints. This is when creatives like this shine. And he clearly does that in Halloween. Man, I don't know. I mean, I think I would agree that The Thing maybe is his magnum opus.
I love Escape from New York, though, as well.
So before this, he does Assault on Precinct 13, which I kind of want to watch.
I want to rewatch that because I've seen the new one, but I haven't seen this one.
And then before that, his first movie it has a connection to another movie we love. Dark Star
Didn't inspire Alien?
Yes, it's a sci-fi comedy written by Dan O'Bannon. Dan O'Bannon goes on to write Aliens. Essentially, this was his one idea, and he was just like, "What if I just do this without the comedy? Make it like a scary movie." So there's the connection to Alien. But yeah, that's from 74. But
he loves living in the horror action. It's like The Fog is a horror movie. So a lot of the other, but then some of these are action movies.
Yeah, like Big Trouble is like almost a comedy action. It's very, very strange, but he gets it to work.
They Live is sci-fi like action.
Have you seen John Carpenter's Vampires?
No,
that's a pretty badass movie.
Yeah.
That's
from 1998. But the fact that the guy writes, that he scores the music, also, it's all very impressive. And I love the Carpenter. I know he loves talking about his project still. He's great.
Well, speaking of, last question before we move on to the next segment. John Carpenter, did he create the most iconic horror villain?
So I did want to mention my kind of love for Freddy Krueger. Why? Because I was into comics. He has Wolverine claws. He's got personality. He's got one-liners, right? He's quippy. And the fact that he gets you in your sleep is fucking terrifying. There's no escape.
Wes Craven writing that shit is pretty fucking badass.
No escape from a guy. You have to sleep.
That is a cool premise.
So he's got lines. Jason doesn't talk, right? Does Jason talk?
Jason does not talk.
Yeah. So none of the other guys talk, and he gets to have some
It's him and Chucky that talk.
Yeah. So, but again, I'm going to say the top three is Mike Myers, Freddy, and Jason. I don't know who is the most iconic? Mike is close to being up there.
Well, I know Ruggs. You don't necessarily consider the Universal monsters like horror icons per se.
No, I feel like they're monsters more than horror things, but you could make a horror movie with any of them, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but,
go ahead, Ruggs.
Are you talking about the big three like slasher people?
Well, like anything. I mean, you can throw in New Age. You could throw in Chucky. You could throw in Ghostface, Hellraiser. Whatever you want.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like
Norman Bates from Psycho.
Ghostface. I think that I grew up more of it in the shadow of Jason than Mike Myers.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, he was the more popular one. I don't know why. Maybe it's growing up in the 80s where Jason was hitting and a little bit more, and it was more silly and out there. There are crazier fun. There were more fun movies, I guess.
Yeah.
Then the Mike Myers were like actually scary and psychological and serious. So I don't know. I feel like, and the Freddy movies were terrifying, and then they started to get silly too. Yeah. They all kind of get silly,
get silly.
Yes.
At a certain point, they become like a parody of themselves. So I don't know. I think Mike Myers is the only one that has the integrity still.
Yeah.
I as a kid, I think the one that always came to mind for me outside of a Universal monster was Jason. But then as I started to do my research, I was like, oh, Michael Myers is the one. But there's arguments to be made for all three. There's arguments to be made for it, even Leatherface or Norman Bates.
Yeah.
So he created something special, right? I think Michael Myers is, as far as like the most iconic. Everyone's going to have their own perspective. I guess I'll default to the one I thought of as a kid, which was Jason, because I thought the hockey mask was just a hockey mask and machete. I thought was always just badass.
Yeah,
the machete's a big knife,
almost too big,
and you got the
oh yeah,
and that's kind of creepy too.
That was Friday the 13th established that.
It was, yeah.
Oh, at the camp.
Yeah, and
right,
I think also the fact that behind the mask is like this disfigured face.
Yeah, but
zombie.
Freddy Krueger's origin always I thought was fucked up.
Oh, that's a fucking fucked up origin.
His mom, who was a nun working in an asylum, gets raped by all the mental patients. That's fucked up.
Yeah, but then also he was a child molester as an adult.
Oh.
And then he got burned by the town.
Right. Okay. And then now he haunts them.
And then he haunts people in their dreams.
Yeah. So the dream thing always got me. So I was like a big Freddy guy. I remember trying to find there's comic books for a hot second. I was into like Freddy Krueger, black and white horror comics. I don't know why I thought he was just crazy. But I mean, and I got to check out some of this modern horror. I know there's a lot of great stuff coming out now. It's huge now, obviously.
Well, Barbarian's no good, according to Ruggs.
I saw that. It's all right. I mean, the people make stupid decisions, but you got others.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm horror averse.
I just want to piss off the person. What was it? Keegan?
Keegan. Yes. That was Keegan's favorite movie. I mean, like, there's these Smile movies. Those trailers are fucking kind of frightening and unnerving.
Those are weird.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff out there. All right. That's a great pick, though. Whoever came up, I really enjoyed.
It was a collab.
It was
me
a
and
collab,
Ruggs.
yeah. It's perfect because it is like a birth of so many things. So perfect for the Halloween
iconic
season.
movie and fits the theme of the time of year, and we never do that kind of stuff. So
we might do more. Let us know what you think. Let's do some news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation. Okay, I think that was a real one. I'm pretty sure.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
I think I shit myself.
I think that was actual flatulence. He really committed to this bit, Ruggs. Wow. Okay, I got one thing about this movie Halloween from Jose Ibarra.
How do you know we're doing it?
I put a post out. We were reviewing Halloween. Nobody commented except for Jose Ibarra. Got a couple of likes. But his comment is this is definitely a spooky season staple, right from the jump with the iconic score to the ultimate final girl and one of the most legendary faces / masks of horror. Funny bit of nostalgia. I grew up only seeing part 2 and not part 1 until much later. I had an old VHS tape that had part 2 recorded from an HBO free weekend. The tape had that and Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Shout out to Skeleton Freddy Krueger. If you know, you know. He says. I never saw part 3. What does that mean?
Is that Dream Warriors or is that the one before?
Maybe
Dream Warriors?
that's Dream Warriors. There must have been
Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Yes, that is the Dream Warriors. I heard that's actually a pretty good one.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Patricia Arquette's in that.
Oh, she is. Yes, and Heather Langenkamp. It's been in the other movies. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne is in this movie too. Woo. Woo. All right. Wow. I've never seen that one. Again, I've only seen like the first Freddy.
Part 2. I've seen part 2 of Halloween. It's definitely way more brutal in terms of the kills. Than
The Halloween
one.
Yeah, there's more blood.
It also occurs. It's supposed to occur the same night, so it's her.
Really?
In the hospital, and he stalks her in the hospital.
Oh shit! That same night, later that night.
Same night, yeah.
Wow. I might have to watch these Halloween movies now.
Oh no!
I think I got sucked in.
Oh no!
Shit!
I don't make me watch.
There's 12 of them. I don't know when I'm.
No, I can't do it.
Jesus Christ! And okay, instead of watching that, let's talk about what are we watching. Rugs, you had 2 things on the Patreon. You continued this Halloween theme. What do we got?
Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to get geared up for the whole Halloween season. And I just watched Halloween 1, and I was like, all right, now I need to pay some respects to the other greats, like Freddy Krueger and Jason. I'm like, well, I'll watch them in one movie together because they're in a movie together. It was a crossover. I didn't want to watch another horror movie. I felt this was like more like a monster movie, like
it is.
Godzilla versus whatever. And I was like, let me get into it. So I watched it, and I remember I saw parts of it, and I wasn't impressed. I thought it was poorly done, but gave it another shot and watched it in its entirety.
You're talking Freddy versus Jason from 2003?
Yes. And I did a whole review on the Patreon, a full review, but what I say is, it's not a serious film. There's one great line that made me laugh when the guy's like, this goalie's really pissed off when he's talking about Jason, like killing people. He's like, this goalie guy's
really pissed off.
Yeah, it made me laugh. But like, the story is Freddy Krueger wants to come back to life, but nobody's scared of him anymore. So somehow he uses his Freddy Krueger powers to reanimate Jason and tells him to go to Elm Street and start killing people.
Oh.
And they're going to just assume that it's Freddy Krueger, and then they'll start believing in him again, and he'll come back to life. Only Jason, he can't stop killing once he starts. And people all of a sudden are like, oh, it's Jason doing this, not Freddy Krueger. And he's like, no, I got to stop you. And so they have to.
I was wondering how let me get the 2 of them together. Yeah.
Let me give you a quick aside on this. So this was around the time when I was starting to get into horror, but still too scared to actually go and watch horror movies. But this movie, I vividly remember hearing about it in the internet that it was being made, reading articles about it being made, being hyped about it, and then renting it when it came out in the movie on VHS. And I watched it as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
And I thought it was dope. I loved it. I thought
fucking awesome.
I thought it was
That's
fucking
really good.
Again, it was like your Godzilla versus King Kong, that type of shit.
Batman versus Superman.
It was directed by like a Hong Kong film director.
Yes.
I think his name is Ronnie Yu.
Yes. And
like Freddy Krueger's doing karate.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's some crazy like wire work and they're doing karate, and I love the scene where Freddy's like in the dream, and then he gets brought into the real world because he gets burned, or she gets burned, and then Jason's there, and they just have like this like heavy metal music. They're like dun dun as they like walking towards each other. I'm like, this is fucking pitch perfect. My favorite line. I love this movie. I need to rewatch it because it's probably not good anymore. It probably wasn't as good as I thought it was, but at the time I thought it was great. My favorite line is Kelly Rowland is in the movie from Destiny's Child.
Oh,
and Freddy goes to her and looks at her and goes, "How sweet, dark meat."
And she calls him the F-bomb.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's that.
That's when you can throw that word around.
Yeah, there's the F slur I heard in this movie. Is this 2003, 4? They're still using
2004.
Watch it.
Yeah, it was completely like nobody flagged it. They were just like, yeah, that's normal language. Yeah, like that's totally like what people say.
Wow.
They like, I mean, the final fight, they just fucking stabbing the shit out of. There's one point where Jason is standing there and Freddy's like cutting like scuba tanks or something, or like helium tanks,
yeah,
and just launching them at him
shit
with his. and he's just like taking them.
Oh yeah, he's dodging them at first,
Yeah,
and then he's getting hit by them, and it sounds like a pinball machine.
yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Like
bing,
they
bing.
were definitely joking around with this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They were not
This
taking
movie-
it seriously.
Tongue in cheek. It's definitely tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of tongue in
watched
cheek,
that.
go in the next movie.
Yeah.
So I watched that. And I'm like, okay, how much worse can it get? And so I've heard the legend of this movie. I've heard the legend of like, dude, you've got to watch Jason X.
I've seen
It's
this
fucking
before.
wild. It's Jason in space.
What is happening in here?
And I'm like, Jason in space? Well, how the fuck? So Jason is basically cryogenically frozen
Yeah.
because they can't figure out how to stop him from like
So they just freeze
coming
him.
back.
Okay.
So somebody has the bright idea of freezing him, except something like 300 or 400 years in the future, someone like finds this cryo chamber and it's like, oh, we found a human still intact. Let's go on. Let's thaw him out on our ship in space.
And then he just kills
And-
everybody.
And this killing ensues, and at
It's
a certain
like
point,
Alien.
he becomes cyborg Jason.
Oh, what?
Becomes, yeah, souped up. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Doesn't he fight
Yeah.
an android too?
yeah, he fights an android that is like like out of the Matrix, like coming out doing like kung fu and shit.
What the fuck? This mask is crazy too. What his mask has turned into.
Yeah, so it's a wild movie. It was like a huge pain in the ass when they filmed it. Like they lost their budget.
Oh yeah.
And they had this idea going in, and they kept on too many cooks in the kitchen, and they kept on like going in all these weird directions, and it just didn't coalesce, and the budget wasn't there. It could have been a great movie. I could have been a really fun movie because, like, the idea of putting him in the future, and but
What is this?
And the fact that he's unkillable, that's fine. That's interesting.
This was the trope though when they were like this was literally the trope where you went, oh, they've run out of ideas. When they stick
they
something in
completely run
space,
out.
That's when you know. And Jason, I think, was the first one to put like the main character in space for no reason.
It
And
is
I
a
mean-
wild movie, and I found myself like looking at my phone a lot.
Speaking of this movie, this was the movie in 8th grade. I knew this movie was coming out, and I was hyped about this movie and like doing research, and then heard about how bad it was and how it jumped over 20 sharks. And this was basically the movie that prompted them to be like, all right, we've run out of ideas. We just got to do Freddy versus Jason at this point.
So
No, actually, the story is they had so much of a bad time trying to make Freddy versus Jason because it was two franchises and they didn't work
Right.
together
Yeah,
well, and
yeah.
they couldn't coalesce a movie, so they had to put something out, and they put this out. They rushed this out
Okay.
to like satiate everybody.
I haven't watched a ton of horror movies. I promise you, but I've seen both of these. And yeah, Jason X is. It looks like a fucking sci-fi channel film the way it's filmed.
It's so low budget, and it's like got no actors that you recognize at all,
None.
except for maybe one guy that I've seen before in like Canadian like sci-fi, like like all the sci-fi shows that they for the Sci-Fi Channel that they all shoot in Canada.
Yep.
In like fucking Vancouver.
Yeah,
like it's like the Vancouver cast. It's like for every sci-fi show is in this.
So this is what I wanted to ask. The last Freddy and Jason movies were around 2009, 2010. Are we ready for a reboot, a remake, sequel?
I want to see Jason versus Michael Myers. I think Freddy versus Jason is fun because they're two completely different characters. Like one's like the supernatural kind of like ghost thing.
Yeah.
But now you got two unkillable
silent,
guys with
unkillable
knives.
slashers would be great.
How is that
Yeah,
going
who
to work?
stabs
It's
first?
so evenly matched.
I have 3 comments.
Yeah.
One, just real quick. I'll address your question here in a second, Imran. The Jason X, my favorite scene is at the end when they do a virtual reality on Jason.
Oh yeah, that one is great.
And then he sees they do this virtual reality where they have these these naked girls in like a fictional campsite.
Oh right.
And he fucking sticks one in a sleeping bag and beats the other one with the sleeping bag that's in a sleeping bag. So he's he's beating one girl in a sleeping bag with another naked girl in a sleeping bag, and that's like it's like the virtual reality
In the
they've created
virtual
for him.
reality. Wow.
Yeah, they need to distract him.
Wow. So that's where
Because
he is.
he's coming
just-
towards them, and they need to like distract them while they try and get
They're like-
out.
What
They're
the
like,
fuck?
we know what'll satiate your appetite. Here, naked girls at a campsite, go kill them. All right. Well, going back to your question, I loved actually the 2009 remake of Friday the 13th.
Okay.
It was actually one of the best movie experiences I've ever had
Oh.
because it was a packed theater and everyone was just going nuts over the scenes. There was one point where there was a larger African American man
Yeah.
next to me,
Yeah.
and there's like a fake out death or whatever, and Jason like lands on top of a moving car,
Yeah.
and this guy goes next to me, goes, "Oh fuck!" Watching horror movies with a packed audience
It's
is
always
the best.
fun. Yeah. That's
Yeah. Freddy, on the Freddy note,
Yeah.
I think that they did do that remake. I've never seen it.
Yeah. 2010.
It's with the guy from Watchmen.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
right.
But I feel like that movie, I mean, Robert Englund is so tied to Freddy that it's tough for a remake of that
Jackie
shit.
Earl Haley, I thought would
Yeah,
make a
it's-
good Freddy.
They went more serious with it, but I don't know if he had like the. I've never seen it.
Oh,
so I can't
Kyle
even-
Gallner is in that, who was in Strange Darling also, and Rooney Mara. I wouldn't mind another Freddy the Krueger movie. Bring him back. That's the one I miss.
But with Robert Englund or a new guy?
Well,
Is Robert Englund even alive?
He's alive. He's pretty old though. I don't know if I heard. Yeah, maybe you. I don't know. It's a good
'Cause
question.
it's still tied to him.
Yeah. No,
Yep.
he is. He's old.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the Friday 13th movies? Which one is your favorite? Is this
The remake
2000?
is the best,
Which
Okay.
the Friday.
but
the
I've only
13th.
seen 3.
Okay.
It was directed by Marcus Nispel.
It's great. It's great. It's bad, but it's great. There's some great tits in that movie. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, that's America Olivo. I remember that.
Yeah, you got like
Nice.
Jared Padalecki in it, and who else is it? Okay.
It's actually pretty. It's actually not bad, and the opening maybe 15 minutes is like white knuckle type stuff. It's like the title credits hit 15 minutes, and you go, oh fuck. Then it kind of like
The same director did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake
Oh,
in
he did
2000.
that remake too. Okay, interesting.
Well, that was when I forget if I forget the company, but it was Michael Bay's studio that was doing all these remakes at the time. And then now the new king of horror is all the Blumhouse stuff, which remade the Halloween shit.
Yeah, Blumhouse and like Jordan Peele also kind of
Right.
turned into a horror guy. All right.
I know we got some horror fans out there,
Yeah.
so I'm sure someone will correct us on all the mistakes we've made.
Yeah, it's all wrong.
Again, we're not horror people. There's a whole podcast dedicated to just horror movies. That's not this one. You watch anything else? Anything?
Go Bears! I've been watching a lot of football.
right.
We're playing well, so
Yeah.
there's that.
Okay. I touched on a couple of things I mentioned last week. Superman and Lois season 4 started. They put out 2 episodes, and they're doing Doomsday. They're doing the death of Superman. You got Michael Cudlitz playing Lex Luthor. Is that his name? The guy, he was on Walking Dead playing Abraham as Lex Luthor, and it's pretty good. And I feel like this is the only Superman that's going to get like an ending, like get to end on his own terms instead of being unceremoniously canceled or recast.
Well, that's good.
Right? That's kind of interesting. He gets to do a whole arc, and it's really good. So I'm checking that
Wait,
out.
Smallville didn't get to do an arc?
Oh, that's true. I didn't watch Smallville. He did have tenure, but he never became fucking Superman.
That's weird.
That doesn't count. Talk about Superman. But that could be an argument to be made. I did check out that new show, The Franchise, on HBO last night. They aired 2 episodes. It's a half-hour comedy about the behind the scenes of a big budget comic book kind of movie in a studio similar to Marvel Studios, and how they got to deal with things that MCU is dealing with, like they're cutting back movies and budgets and rewriting things, and they have like a Kevin Feige type character that's changing things on the fly, and the director doesn't want to. It was okay. It's kind of funny. It's got a solid cast, a lot of British people. It's just all right for now. First 2 episodes. Kind of fun. We'll see where it pans out. And then I have to talk about this new season of Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. It's season 4. The first season I loved. The second season's very good. Season 3, it was all right. I was like, I don't know about this. Season 4, Return to Form. It is very good. Couple of reasons. Of course, you know the main cast, Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez. This season, there is a movie studio that is making a movie about their podcast, and they have playing themselves as the three people are Zach Galifianakis, Eva Longoria, and Eugene Levy.
That's funny.
Playing Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. It's hilarious. They're also little spoilers. The reason I love it is they're kind of tying it back to season 1. The mystery and the murder is really good. And then the main thing that got me this season, cemented the deal, I think it's episode 3 or 4, out of the blue, completely random. There's a whole like montage sequence set to the theme of the Perfect Strangers TV show theme song.
Oh, really?
I shit you not. Out of nowhere. And then the next episode, they don't even really explain why that song was playing. It's playing on this ham radio, and then Zach Galifianakis and Martin Short do this whole montage, and they play the fucking theme song. And I am howling watching this, going, what the fuck? For the listener that doesn't know, I do another podcast with my sister called Dance of Joy, a Perfect Strangers rewatch podcast, where that's exactly what we're doing. We're rewatching every episode of Perfect Strangers. It's a clean show.
Are you done yet?
Here's the update. We started this show. First of all, Perfect Strangers, 8 seasons, 150 episodes. We started doing this in the pandemic, October 2020, exactly 4 years ago right now. We have 2 episodes left to do.
Oh, my God.
We'll have completed every episode of Perfect Strangers. We're almost done.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm definitely going to take a break for a while. And then maybe I
got to find another show to do with
I know. But the reason this show worked, for several reasons, it was a show my sister and I grew up watching and loving. It was a show that upon discovering again, I found out that it still holds up. It was still really funny. You know when you watch something and there's maybe a jingle or a song and you used to watch this as a kid and you watch it and all of a sudden you are saying the words are coming out of your mouth, just triggered? That happened several times watching Perfect Strangers. Like, it's so tied to our childhood. We remembered all the Maposian songs and chants intuitively. It was ingrained. So I don't know that there's another show out there that's still good, that holds up, that we had such a connection with. This show is perfect. It's been a ride. Season 8 has 6 episodes, and I don't know what happened. They're all really bad. The show really falls off a cliff in season 8. So it's that thing where it's actually kind of fun talking about these really ridiculous bad episodes, and they're brutal. It's a little bit like torture.
Was the fresh young Valky B in season 8?
That was season 7 or 6, and the show was still kind of good, even though that is major cringe and 90s fucking ridiculousness. But even through season 7, there's some good shit. Season 8, bro, I don't know what happened.
So Only Murders in the Building, we're getting off topic, is good.
Yes, Only Murders.
I should watch that.
This season is fantastic. And here's another reason to watch Only Murders that I like. You guys are going to laugh. Fucking Kumail is in it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
Yes. Kumail Nanjiani. Richard Kind also has a great supporting cast role. But fucking Kumail Nanjiani is in it, and it's great. It's so good.
All right.
Yeah. And listen to our podcast. We're finishing. We will have the only podcast that audio documents every episode of Perfect Strangers.
You try and get Bronson Pinchot on there?
There is still a possibility to do that. We will reach out.
Have you done your research? Is it the only one that's documented every episode?
There is one other dude that started a few years ago. They have only done the first 6 episodes, and then they stopped, and he stopped 2022.
Look at the commitment.
I have no idea how we stuck to this and got to the end. I was not expecting. I was like, it's 150 episodes. It should have taken us only 3 years, but
how long did it take you?
4. It's been 4.
What's your cadence?
It was weekly to biweekly is what was going on. But
now you're biweekly.
Yeah, we were doing it every week, almost every week.
Oh.
There were stretches, and then we would take breaks over the holidays. So. We would.
Do you have a Dance of Joy Nation?
Oh yeah, we got a whole podcast group, and there's a bunch of people that watch and comment. We read their comments. They've all met each other. The same thing is going on over there, where it's super nichey, where these people are like, I can't believe I met all these people that love Perfect Strangers and are so geeky about it. Yeah, there's a whole...
I wonder if that show gets more listeners than we do.
It's a whole crew. I'm not going to answer that question. Both shows get lots of listens, is what I'm going to say. Because it's the best Perfect Strangers podcast on the internet.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. I can't believe it's almost over.
It's good. That's crazy that you've stuck to it and almost have it wrapped up.
Yeah, and also like I love hanging out with you guys every week. I look forward to this. It's been great connecting with.
You need to find something to do with your sister, though.
But that's what I did. So it's the same thing. It's been great seeing my sister like on a regular basis. We wanted to do a project together, so I'm gonna miss it. We'll probably start something else. I don't know what.
You got to find another show that you guys both enjoyed as teenagers or however young you need to be.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh my God, I did love that. It's a commitment. It's a commitment. Also,
Family Matters. That'd be my vote. I don't know if you grew up watching Family Matters.
I did, but that spun off of Perfect Strangers. But I think Perfect Strangers was the better show because Urkel was great, but he took over that show. And it just became...
Wait, was Family Matters part of... It started in Perfect Strangers?
The mom on Family Matters, Harriet Winslow, in the early seasons of Perfect Strangers, was the elevator operator in the Chicago Chronicle.
Is she the same character?
Yes. Carl Winslow also showed up on that show. Same guy from Die Hard. Carl Winslow.
Well,
yeah.
You have an easy segue
It is a tie. And then, with Urkel, you get do the Urkel when he's doing the dance on the roof. And did I do that? And just how he became. And then
Family Matters was a staple for me on TGIF.
Yeah, that was the big one that took over once Perfect Strangers went off the air. But then that got silly where they had Steve Urkel and they were doing karate. That episode's great, actually, when they do the Bruce Lee. Him and Carl do the Bruce Lee.
How do you remember it?
Oh, my God. It's so good. Do the Urkel. Do the Urkel. It's great.
Or you could get real controversial and just go back and review all the old Cosby episodes.
You know what? We thought about that because that.
Wow.
Here's the rub. Honestly, that's the other show that we connected with when we were young.
That was a fun show.
It's a fucking fantastic show. I could go on.
You can't separate the art from the artist.
Can't do it. I can. I just think it'll be problematic. It might get viral. But I don't think people it's going to be a problem
because that show was amazing.
It was brilliant comedy, well written. The kids were great, the themes were great. But fuck, you can't talk about that show.
You could. I don't know if you could post the episodes on YouTube though. Those might get taken down.
This is the problem. That would be the other show.
But that was a great. I mean, yeah, horrible guy, but I can separate. I would love the Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Show would be awesome. I mean, podcast that came out wrong. You guys reviewing it would be awesome.
Us doing the Cosby Show rewatch podcast. I'm gonna have to see if anybody's done this or if it's. I don't know. So whatever.
We got some things to marinate on.
Yeah, we got some time.
You guys should continue. If you have any suggestions for Imran
in
the nation,
great segue.
Yeah, any TV show podcast rewatch you want?
Full House.
Yeah. I mean.
Look, are you a Full House guy?
Yeah. Well,
Full House is great. I've seen it.
I watched that shit too. I watched that shit too.
Or what you can call it? Everyone's done Saved by the Bell, right? That's probably.
Yeah, I mean, you got Different Strokes. You got Alf. There's so many ways you could go.
Different Strokes would have been great. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Just do the special episodes from the 80s.
So there is a podcast called TGIF. There's a podcast that reviews TGIF episodes, and they have themes like the special episodes or the party episodes. So somebody's kind of doing that already, but.
Oh, okay. Because I like all the special episodes.
You should go way back and do the Archie Bunker type stuff.
We could do a Bunker. We could do I Love Lucy.
The Jeffersons.
We could do the Jeffersons. We could go.
That's the greatest show of all time.
Honeymooners.
Or what's the other one with the African American guys from the 70s?
Sanford and Son.
What's happening?
God, Sanford.
What's happening was we loved What's Happening with D.
Hey,
there's a lot to potentially mine here for you guys.
I don't know which way we're gonna go, but we
marinate on.
Definitely need to take a break once fucking Perfect Strangers is over.
No, never. No breaks. Just like Jock and Nerd. No breaks.
Jump right into another one. Let us know, listener. You can send all your comments to show@jockandnerd.com. Also check out our website, jockandnerd.com, for links. Rugs, where can the listener find you?
Rug Boy Show on X.
There it is. Links, episode description on the website. That's it for us. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Next time.
I like turtles.
My balls was hot.
My butt's hot.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.